Make sure you click that.
It's 1 o'clock. We got to go, guys. Silence.
Crap.
Minute of silence.
Okay. All right, yeah, minute of silence, and then we will get it going. Nika, I like your sign language. I think it's been a minute, I'm guessing.
Yeah, probably.
You don't have a clock in front of you?
No, I'm miming to Sarid because he's trying to make stupid noises.
Callow's flipping everyone off.
That was for Nihilus specifically.
Oh, okay. All right, here we go. What up, guys? Welcome to Final Encounter Cast. That's what Nate's usual opening is, right? Like the what up? Am I correct?
I don't know.
Well, yeah, except it doesn't trail off like a fucking idiot.
Yeah, why do you get to introduce the show?
Do you want to introduce the show?
I thought that I would, because you're the news desk. Why should you get both duties? It's kind of not really that fair.
Duty.
I don't know. Have you ever hosted Final Encounter Cast? Can you handle this?
Excuse me, I've hosted Limit Break Radio, and that is way harder than Final Encounter Cast is.
What?
Final Encounter Cast is basically Checkpoint, but we get to swear.
That's true, but I mean, I've hosted both.
So it goes a little bit like this. You go, what up, guys, and welcome to Final Encounter Cast, episode 73. Thanks for joining us here today. As you can see, whoops.
Wow.
You make noise in the background. Perfect.
Wow.
All right,
Okay.
Nika gets a try now.
All right.
She already failed last week, so
She
it's
I
tried
did,
Final
my
Encounter
turn.
Cast.
I did a good
Wait,
job.
how did she fail Final Encounter Cast last week?
She didn't have one.
Yeah, I
That's
chose
fair.
not to do it. That was my decision.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Final Encounter Cast episode number 73. I am your host, Sir Captain Adelbert von Christoph, as you can see on the stream. With me, as ever, my ever so faithful hosts, Nika Kayani and Robbie Landis, and Scalia, Joe, Callie, douchebag, Nozzle.
That's not even, my last name's not even Kayani on the show, but nobody seems to remember that.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
No one
Nika.
remembers my name. We're not starting to remember yours.
Okay.
Jesus. You don't
That
even
was,
get.
that was a really good host voice, Juxta.
Yeah, I know.
It was
All right.
okay.
And now, to kick us off, I'm going to make everyone else do all the work because I am the host of Final Encounter Cast. Take it away, Robbie.
Oh, gee. Thanks.
Wow, this is like working with Nate.
Right? All right. So, anyone who happens to be new here, you can find all of our podcasts on iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher. Make sure you guys support Final Encounter Cast, which is under the LBR network. You can do that over at patreon.com/Limit Break Radio. As we said, no Nate this week. He's off at Twin Peaks Fest.
Jesus Christ.
I
They
don't
have
know
a festival for that?
They do. Have you guys been watching any of the pictures that he's been posting?
I
I
can
No,
thought
I
you
actually
banned
haven't
him.
seen any yet. No.
This isn't it doesn't look like a con or a festival. All the pictures he's putting up, it just looks like he's just visiting a place. Like there was a hallway that had a bunch of tables set up against the wall, and then there's just donuts on them. Not like boxes set up in neat ways. No, it's just like someone came up and they just dumped the donuts and they kind of spread them out.
Well, if
But
you
this
watch the
person-
show, it does make sense. But yeah,
Sure,
this
sure.
definitely feels like
It
Like-
looks terrible.
yeah, it's the easiest
looks
convention
so
you could ever
bad.
put on.
It's so
Wait, it's the easiest convention you could ever put on?
Like literally, they just left the set how it was 30 years ago and said walk around.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what
Okay,
it's
well-
go and explore the TV show sets.
I don't know if you guys know how much Twin Peaks Fest costs, but for that price, it should definitely not be the easiest con ever to set up.
How much did it cost?
Take a guess.
No more than $100.
Yeah, it can't be.
Oh, honey.
What?
Oh, honey.
It's gonna take way more than that just to secure the location. What are you talking?
200? Like we're talking for a ticket,
For
right?
the ticket,
Oh
an
my
A
God.
ticket.
For a
Mm,
weekend
100
pass?
sounds reasonable.
Yeah, 100 maybe. No.
Let's just say that if you wanted to get a couple PS4s, you could do that instead of Twin Peaks Fest.
Good hosting.
Oh my God. So
Yeah.
Twin Peaks Fest costs more than Comic-Con.
Oh yeah.
Like, does
well,
that
I
include
assume how
your-
much was Comic-Con?
Comic-Con tickets were over 100, weren't they?
Yeah. Wait, does this
Okay,
include like your hotel
He
stay?
said a couple PS4s just for the Twin Peaks ticket?
I doubt
Yeah.
that. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you get like a hotel room with the Twin.
That sounds like
Peaks
a hotel
Fest?
room, flight, and ticket.
But to attend Twin Peaks Fest, here's a couple PS4s.
Like,
Okay.
I
We're
get
gonna
it.
have to
Maybe because
talk to
like you
Nate
have
about
to
next week.
you get like your ticket includes like staying in the hotel that they feature in the show. Maybe.
All right, there.
Okay, wait, no, I
Twin
Googled it. $350 for one ticket for the whole weekend.
Whoa.
Not kidding.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so
A
one
PS4.
PS4.
Yep,
One
a PS4 instead of a Twin Peaks ticket. That's what Nate could have been doing. Is buying a
he
PS4.
technically already has a
I don't
PS4,
care.
but-
I don't care. He could-
All right, so with that out of the way, and Nate is obviously a very, this is why the Applebee's and outdoor dining or the eating out industry is dying. It's because of people like Nate spending money on Twin Peaks.
And avocados.
Damn it.
and
All right.
toast.
So without further ado, let's kick it on over to Jess. Let's call you Jess.
This is the best show, guys.
Jess?
Good job.
Jess or Jeff?
Jess. No, definitely Jess.
Okay, I'll be Jess today.
All right.
I'm gonna be Jess over at the news
Over
desk.
to Jess at the news desk.
Alrighty, guys. Following leaked screen captures that implied he had a foot fetish and the ensuing community response, Call of
Man,
Duty
Nate's gonna be really happy that we actually made a pause there. I'm
Yeah.
really
Yeah,
proud of you guys.
Skura ruined it on the last show.
We
so.
were doing so good, and you had to, like, why did you jump in right there?
Oh, because I wanted to interrupt you.
Ugh.
That's what the host does,
Yeah.
Jess. Okay.
Jess, great. Following leaked screen captures that implied he had a foot fetish and the ensuing community response, Call of Duty broadcaster Jack Campbell decided to leave the profession. Now the 21-year-old is set to return, hosting a 24-hour charity live stream to benefit the anti-bullying organization Ditch the Label. He'll be playing the beta of Call of Duty World War II.
Okay, wait, what?
So this was a professional
Great
caster.
hosting.
Yeah.
No, explain this.
This was a professional caster for Call of Duty, like esports, and basically some screen captures leaked of a private conversation he was having that suggested that he had a foot fetish, and people were giving him shit like nonstop, constantly making fun of him, ripping into him for that, for like months on end, and eventually he was just like, you know what, fuck this, and he left broadcasting.
Okay.
So now he is coming back to broadcasting and starting. He's partnered with a online anti-bullying charity called Ditch the Label.
Yeah.
That is, they work towards raising awareness and stopping bullying online. And he's doing a 24-hour charity live stream to benefit them as his kind of
Little
return.
known fact, Sir Captain Adelbert von Christoph, we actually covered this on Final Encountercast when it happened.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you
Did you
mean when it
listen?
happened?
You're all like, wait, what's going on? What is this? We freaking talked about it before.
On Final Encounter Cast?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes. We
Hmm.
covered it on both FEC and on Checkpoint.
I don't
Okay,
know
so
about that.
if we already covered it, then why are we covering it again?
No, we covered him leaving his profession because of the
Oh.
bullying.
Yes, that we did cover.
Yes.
But why is he coming back? He has a foot fetish. That's gross.
Oh my God, you are
I
the
mean,
problem. You're the
It
problem.
is, but
You and
That's
Skuro
on
in the
him.
chat, you guys are both the problem. Yet
But-
another World of Warcraft Legacy server has gotten the axe. Mere hours after the Felmist server went online, which emulates the game after the Burning Crusade expansion, the creator was served with a cease and desist letter and had to shut it down. The server represents 4 years of work to put together.
Stupid idiots.
what I want to know is how people haven't learned their lesson with this. the amount of legacy servers that have gone up, gone down, gone up, gone down. The amount of times that people have tried to do petitions. Blizzard, make a legacy server. Please give us a legacy server. And Blizzard's like, no, we're not going to give you a legacy server. Stop making legacy servers. And they're still making legacy servers.
Yeah, you think at some point people would just be like, you know what? Maybe they don't want us to do this, and I should work on my own project.
Yes.
Maybe something
Except
original.
if they work on their own project, then nobody will care because their project is dumb.
You know what? That's fair. It probably will be dumb. Oh, yeah, this is great. So Final Fantasy XIII's Lightning has stepped up from modeling Louis Vuitton bags, at least in China. Now she's advertising Nissan cars. A strange advertisement in China shows a passenger putting on a VR helmet which replaces the driver of the vehicle with either snow or lightning.
So not only is Lightning stepping up, but Snow's getting in on the limelight too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so the driver is Lightning.
Yes.
You know, I mean, that's like really, really dangerous because the passenger might, like turn to Louis Vuitton Lightning and be like, hey, all right. And then just, kind of sneak over and like put the hand on the thigh, and the driver is going to get disoriented and like crash the car.
Are you
That's what I would do because,
Okay, hold on. Wait. Okay.
And her name is Claire. Thank you very much, Jess.
The VR headset allows you to see Lightning in the driver's seat, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so are these
So I
self-driving
thought Snow was
cars?
driving.
Well, it's apparently either or. So, I mean, this is just all based off a Chinese advertisement. I assume this is how it works.
I honestly didn't even think the VR was actually a thing. I thought they were just doing that to advertise the car. I didn't think VR was actually.
If that's not actually something you can do, what a horrible, horrible advertisement.
Right. What's the point? Like, if you want,
The point is, you see lightning in the car, now you want the car at the end.
No, yes, I get that, Nika. Oh my god.
That's
Nika
literally it.
explains advertising.
Because they're trying to decide. They're trying to figure out a way to make a video game character make sense in real life. Unlike Louis Vuitton, that just decided Lightning could be a real life model.
Okay,
God.
They're
now
trying to find a way to actually put a video game character into their commercial and make it make sense.
That is way too convoluted.
it's so dumb though.
Makes sense.
Because
What else would it be
watching-
though?
And you're like, well, let's see. Is this an advertisement for Nissan cars? Is it an advertisement for VR?
Or for Final Fantasy, who knows?
Just put the freaking character in there. You don't need it to make sense. People don't care about immersion and real life physics when it comes to fucking car commercials.
Excuse me, when I see those stupid fucking gerbils in that car, that Prius or whatever, that really pisses me off because gerbils are not that big.
By the way, we have completely overlooked that Chris has straight up said that if he had the headset, he would molest whoever's in the driver's seat.
No,
Yes.
I would do it to Lightning. She is my waifu and she likes it.
You do it to Snow too.
Oh, I can't wait for that argument in court. Well, I wasn't really molesting the person in the driver's seat. I was molesting Lightning.
And she isn't prosecuting me, okay? So this needs to get thrown out of court.
See, I feel like the only way that this commercial makes sense is if it's a self-driving car and you wear the headset so you can see your driver. In which case, at that point, you could have all kinds of like downloadable content for your driver.
Oh, no.
Right? I would totally want Alfred from Batman the Animated Series.
Well,
That's who you go to, Alfred.
yeah.
I'm thinking like, I don't know, maybe like Kaki from Soul Calibur with the giant, she's a ninja with the giant tits. And then you can like put an inflatable doll in there and
Why?
like jerk off as your passenger.
Ah!
Why can't a ninja drive a car? They can just jump from like rooftop to rooftop.
Because she has to drive me. She can't jump me from rooftop to rooftop.
How about-
Insert bad joke here.
How about Misato from Evangelion? She drives a car.
Nate's not here. Nobody else gets that. Right.
Yeah.
Plenty of people are going to get that reference.
Stupid people.
Do you not like Evangelion? Like, I know Nate overhypes it and talks about it way too much, but it was great.
I don't know.
No, it
He,
was
he
really
played
bad.
it for us once, but we didn't actually watch it.
Yeah, I was on my phone the whole time.
Yeah, me too.
You weirdos? What the hell? Oh my god.
Hey,
I'm sorry, I don't watch your stupid millennial anime junk. I watch the good shit like Full Metal Alchemist and Naruto.
from what little I know of Evangelion,
And Sword Art Online. That's the best one.
you're the weirdo because you watch it.
Well, it was weird. I mean, but
Evangelion is very strange, but it's still good.
It's
Still
not
great.
good.
It is.
my gosh,
The newer,
really
I
bad.
think the reboots are better in my opinion.
I actually agree with that. I think the new stuff's better.
It's just a cop off of Gundam Wing.
What?
It's not. Oh my god,
It's
no.
nothing
we're
similar.
not.
Okay.
We're not
I
doing
thought
an
you
hour
were supposed
on
to be
this.
like our King Weeaboo, and you know nothing.
Speaking of weird advertisements, BioWare is advertising its upcoming game Anthem through corn. No, really, they sponsored this year's corn maze in their hometown of Edmonton, cutting it in the shape of a 50-foot Anthem mech. Game director John Warner said, quote, "What better way to show the growth of a new game than through corn, which also grows?"
He's got a point.
Yeah,
Does
and if the game,
That's not a troll.
if
What?
the game is not knee high by the 4th of July, you know it's gonna flop.
Well,
Like
hey,
corn.
I mean,
Is that a saying about corn? Do they say that?
What? Yes,
I
of
don't
course
know.
they do. Do you guys that live next to farms?
No.
I lived right next to a farm growing up, but I still never heard that.
That's like totally. You're lying, Nika. Because
that a
if you live
Harvest
next to
Moon
a
thing?
farm, no, it's not Harvest Moon. When I grew up, I lived next to a farm, and that's a thing that people would say. It's a saying. If the corn is not knee high by the 4th of July, then you're gonna have a poor harvest, and you should, I don't know, probably kill yourself. I guess. I don't know what happened.
I don't think that's part of the phrase.
Anyway, I don't think that this is supposed to be like a super big deal. It's their hometown. It's probably just a little publicity stunt, and people are talking about it, so it worked.
I'll give them that.
Corn's good. It's good for you. It's
Corn is
probably
good.
the best vegetable.
And it grows.
It does grow.
But
You can.
you know what else grows? Everything.
You
Little
can-
children grow. Why don't they use little children to sponsor their event? Oh,
Yes, let's just carve a giant Anthem back into little children. What is wrong with you?
Just saying there are clearly other things that grow. Why corn?
Because it's the best vegetable.
It is
How
a good
about that?
vegetable. In Harvest Moon, it was the best vegetable. It was great. You get so much money off corn, and it regrows. You don't have to replant it every time.
I mean,
Anyway,
yeah.
so we've heard this before, but it seems like it might actually be serious this time. Adobe has announced they will be ending Flash support in 2020. As open standards like HTML5, WebGL, and WebAssembly become more and more commonplace, the need for plugins like Flash and Shockwave have gone by the wayside. Adobe encourages anyone still using Flash to migrate to one of the new open standards. Anyone care?
Who hasn't yet?
Yeah, who uses Flash still?
I don't know. I feel like something I have still uses it, but maybe not.
You know what? My sister had to do some online driving test the other day that actually used Flash, and all the different none of the browsers worked. Like every time we tried to start it, it wouldn't work. It just kept saying upgrade to this, upgrade to this.
Yeah.
I actually had to download Internet Explorer and launch it off Internet Explorer so that she could do it. Like after like 45 minutes of trying, I'm like, you know what? I want to try something. It's a long shot, but just give me a second.
What?
And when it actually
What was she trying to
started,
do?
She had to do some like online driving test thing.
Okay, well, clearly it's not worth the effort.
Right, it's not worth it. Just don't ever drive.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, what's Newgrounds gonna do? Good old
Right.
Newgrounds.
Is No Ground still around?
I
Good old
think so. Right?
I thought that thing ended like 10 years ago.
No, even You're the Man Now Dog didn't actually officially go down till like last year. So even that
Oh,
was around.
geez.
Newground still has years.
Oh, it's gone now?
Neopets, though, I think will take a hit, right?
Oh,
Neopets
no.
Neopets is still flourishing.
What?
Not as much as it
what
was, but I know a lot of people that still play, believe it or not.
Okay, can we assume that if Neopets is flourishing under your quote, that they would have the foresight to not use Flash in the
Well,
first
hopefully
place?
they have 3 years to figure it out. So
Yeah, I
Hopefully.
guess everyone does have plenty of time to make the switch over, but still, like at this point, if you're Neopets, are you going to?
Kooky says, who plays Neopets? You know what? I bet that both Nika and Callie have played Neopets at some time.
Oh, I have, absolutely.
I have not.
Really?
I will admit to have played. I played
Really?
Ragnarok Online. I'll admit to
That
that.
game was fun.
I was on Gaia Online at one point,
I was
but
on Gaia too.
I have not played Neopets.
You never made an account for Neopets.
No, I didn't find out what Neopets was until like 2 years ago.
What?
I'd
know
never
what.
heard of it.
You're a
How?
liar.
I thought like, is it that like Digimon or Tamagotchi?
It's
I have
basically
both
Digimon
those.
for Flash browser.
I have both of those. Robbie, you're looking at me so suspiciously, man. Like
you like raise
I'll
little
admit
friends
to a
and
lot
you
of
play
stuff.
mini games and you go to towns and you buy stuff.
Okay, I played Farmville for a little bit. I'll admit that, but I never played Neopets.
Hey, Farmville was good back in the day.
It's true.
Stop.
Right.
American Truck Simulator, which, first of all, yes, that's a game, is trying to maintain real-world conditions in its game. After the Big Sur landslide in California destroyed and blocked off a part of historic Highway 1, the game developers decided to do much the same in their game. In a recent patch, the section of highway was shut down due to the landslide, which saw 1 million tons of rock shift, burying the road in 65 feet of dirt and rock.
I mean, that's one way to keep immersion going.
Or
Except now, how am I going to make my routes on time? This has completely ruined my in-game economy.
if you want to talk about immersion, why don't they just have it to where stuff like that naturally and randomly happens in the game anyhow?
I kind of like that it's following what happens in the real world.
Yeah.
Like, literally, like, a huge landslide blocks off a portion of Highway 1, and they're like, well, I mean, truckers can't do it in real life. I guess people can't do it in game now either.
Yeah, all three of the people that are playing Trucking Simulator.
Yeah, I did not know American Trucking. Like, I get Goat Simulator. I don't get it, but I know it's a thing. I had never heard of American Truck Simulator.
Chaos. That's all there is to get about Goat Simulator.
Chaos? Fair enough.
I thought it was a game about fucking goats, which is why Jess would be into it.
You're a jerk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Walmart is taking some flack from angry customers after they had to cancel all of their SNES Classic pre-orders. The product page mistakenly went live for about a half hour before Walmart shut it down. As the game still has not received a North American pre-order date, Walmart has had to since cancel every pre-order that went through.
Okay, pause. So, Jess, have you ever played a regular Super Nintendo?
Yes.
Did you grow up with a Super Nintendo?
No, I didn't get a Super Nintendo until I was a teenager.
Okay, so everyone that I know of calls it a Super Nintendo, and only like disgusting millennials call it a SNES.
SNES? Oh. Wow, really? I mean, I grew up with a Sega.
I've heard
so maybe
both.
Yeah, I grew up with a Sega, so I called it both NES and SNES.
Yeah, I heard both too.
You're gonna have to stop calling it a
Because
SNES.
Super Nintendo takes too long to say.
SNES just sounds
Okay, Super Nintendo deserves the full.
Okay, then you
Full
should be
title.
calling it Super Famicom.
No, Super Nintendo Entertainment System.
Yeah,
No,
that's the whole
I
thing.
played the Super Nintendo.
You know what else takes too long to say? Nika. So you're just Nick now.
What?
Yeah.
See, now the chat's seeing they have Super NES and SNES. That's also being put
SNES
in.
is fair as well. I'll
Okay.
accept that as well. But not SNES. That's like you trying to hold back a sneeze. It's like, SNES.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I'm gonna agree with Sir Captain Adalbert von Christoph on this one. SNES just every time you say it, something just sounds really.
No, the chat's calling for a straw poll of how to pronounce it. Is it SNES, Super Nintendo, or SNES? Which one
Or
is
S
it?
or S
Well,
SNES. There we go.
We'll
We'll
leave it to
get-
Cookie.
Nika, shut up.
The SNES. No, I like the
Or
SNES.
Super NES.
All
Her
right.
name is Nick.
Well, all right, so we'll get back to this a little later in the show after the straw poll results come in. Overwatch League has outlined some of the specifics surrounding how its players will be signed. All contracts will be for a guaranteed year with a team option for another year. Minimum salary is $50,000, and health benefits and insurance, as well as a retirement savings plan, are mandatory.
Wow.
In addition, 50% of bonuses that teams earn must go to their players. A player signing window will begin August 1st and run through October 30th, during which time just about every Overwatch player will be considered a free agent. Based on that window, I would assume league play will begin sometime in November. Would make sense to me.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
I don't make $50K and have health insurance.
few of us do. In fact, I know Nika doesn't, so probably none of us do.
Nope.
Um,
So the only
I mean,
question
I'm pretty close to that. I won't lie, but
The only
that's still not very much.
that I have is the contracts a minimum year, or they can only be signed for a year at a time.
Contract is a minimum of 1 year, and with a second year team option, which means the team can decide we want you for at least another year. So you can experiment with someone for a year, and if they're good, sign them to another year at that same rate.
Well, what if you were
Just like
you know,
marriage.
what if it's like, hey, Siegel, you're super awesomely epic, even though you can be kind of a douchebag sometime. We want to
Sure.
sign you for 5 years.
I would assume you can, but if you guarantee that contract, you're only allowed to have between 6 and 12 players, so you're
That's
stuck with
true.
them if he ends up sucking.
That's true. That's true.
But yeah, I think it's just this year that everyone is considered a free agent. In future years, they'll be doing something
Right.
different. But for the first year, there's a 3-month
Oh.
signing period, and everyone's a free agent.
How cool would it be to watch like an Overwatch draft?
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
That would be so awesome to tune in for the Overwatch draft.
I'm
It'd
just
be
saying.
almost as cool as the FFFL. FML.
almost as cool. Not quite
Everything's
as cool.
cooler than the FFFL.
No, the FFFL is great.
If
Nika,
we did a Neopets draft, that would be cooler than the FFFL.
man, you know how to make it hurt. Nika, do you have Overwatch?
Do I have Overwatch?
Yeah, do you have Overwatch?
Surin does.
Okay, well, so everyone currently in this chat except for Nika is a free agent. Technically, we are all free agents for
Yes!
Overwatch League.
Yeah!
We could be signed, except Nika. She can't be signed.
I
both
can't
because
be.
she's a girl
But
and because she doesn't
Senpai
play.
could be.
Yes.
Because she's a girl.
Wait, I just
Well,
totally missed
obviously.
that you said that.
Yeah, I know. So here's hoping. I don't know if you guys have gotten any offers yet, but I certainly haven't seen one.
Nope.
I've actually gotten 3, but I've turned them all down.
Really?
Oh yeah?
Cloud9, the Chicago Wolverines, and Bay City Aurochs.
I'm pretty sure Cloud9 isn't even one of the endemic organizations that was given a team, is it?
The Bay City Aurochs.
The Sade Aurochs?
No, Bay City.
The Bay City Aurochs, yeah.
It's when Besaid became a city. They, upgraded to Bay City.
Because
we
they're
have a
not the
Bay
Aurochs,
City?
aren't they?
We have a Bay City in Michigan, right?
Yes.
we do.
Oh, just making sure. All right.
Yeah, see, that's where I got offered.
You're gonna go play for them? You turned it down though? Why?
It's only $50K, man. I can get much more of that doing pizza delivery.
Really?
Oh, good.
Health insurance.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a trade-off. A little bit more money, a little less health insurance. Give and take. Besides, no one's gonna have health insurance in like 6 months anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Uh-huh.
Wait? Why is that? Didn't that whole thing get shut down?
Today.
That's true. Anyway, in the ongoing theme of taking a nostalgic property and exploiting it, Galaga is set to have an animated series based off it.
Yes.
The game,
Wow,
which,
that's what we've always wanted.
the game, which has no real plot or characters behind it, is being adapted by newly formed animation house The Nuttery.
So do we know anything about this?
We know that Nuttery's gonna nut.
Okay.
Oh, come on. Let's all act
just
surprised.
okay.
After something like Pixels or the fact that we have the Tetris movie coming. Yeah, of course.
And
But
some
at least that seems
animated
to have a
movies.
character and a plot. These just seem to be what?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Tetris.
has a character and plot. I mean, look.
I
know
thought there
that-
were
I
actually
know that
characters in the
this
Tetris movie.
block
I don't
got
know.
put on Time's top 15 video game characters of all time.
L Block, man.
And the L Block always wins Game Facts like big character thing, but no.
It's because he's so deep as a character.
I think this is the one where I'm finally like, no more. I don't want to hear any details about it. I don't want to hear anything. Just no. I don't
So
want to.
Tetris was still cool by you?
Tetris was like, that was the first time where I was like, wow, that's a really abstract idea to convert into a movie. Like, maybe you could do something ridiculous with that. This is just like, no, this is stupid. And the only thing I will appreciate out of this is like the beginning of Futurama, where it shows like Fry shooting a monkey with a barrel.
All right, so chat, as you start to hear things about this Galaga
Don't
movie,
do this.
start sending as many messages, tweets, whatever you can. Scalia's email. I'm sure we can get his email thrown up in chat.
Jess.
Jess's email, yes. Whatever you can send him, as much as you can, send it his way.
Great.
Pew,
Now,
pew.
I am
Whoop,
being
whoop,
told
whoop,
that
whoop, pew.
the Castlevania anime is supposed to be pretty good.
That's what I've been hearing.
It's very good. I watched it.
Oh yeah? Can you give
Yes.
us a synopsis real quick? Like,
I mean, it's apparently based on
About a fucking
Castlevania
vampire.
3. It's kind of a reimagining. It's not exactly the same, and it doesn't fall into the canon because it's a reimagining in that way. But I mean, it was really good. It's only 4 episodes, and I didn't realize it's not actually an anime. It was made in America. It's an
Okay.
American animation.
4 episodes?
Yep. Apparently, according to Sturd, it has been in development hell for 10 years and finally was released. I didn't realize they were working on this for 10 years.
How long are the episodes?
Normal size episodes, 20-some minutes, but it
Wow,
is.
just making a fucking movie.
It's yeah, I don't know. It's been what am I thinking? Renewed for a second season for 8 episodes.
Okay, no, I'm sorry. If you have like 4 20 to 30 minute episodes, it's not a fucking anime, it's a movie. Okay?
I mean, yeah, an hour and a
Yeah.
half. I'll give an hour and a half to check it out. Like,
Yeah, that's all it is. Okay,
God damn.
Nyla said it was supposed to be a Blu-ray movie, but I mean, there was a lot of development issues with it.
Okay, that's fine. But then put it on Netflix as Castlevania the animated movie, not the anime series.
I don't know. Like that Pokemon Origins was 4 episodes, but they weren't more than like what 8 minutes apiece.
Well, then that should have been a little mini movie.
So what? If like nothing that is short can Like be a TV series?
No, I'm sorry.
It's called a miniseries. That's the thing.
But then call it a miniseries. It wasn't even called that.
Well, like when you
It was just called Castlevania the Animation or whatever. It was supposed to be a short series, but season 2 is going to be 8 episodes. So.
No, it was just the anime. Okay, that's
All
all
right.
it was.
I'll tell you what,
I'm not going to be like, hey guys, let's go watch the anime. Chris, name an anime that's just a movie.
Yeah, Chris. Name one.
Your Name is an anime that's a movie.
My Name is an
Chris?
animated movie?
No, like it's called Your Name. And also like Spirited Away.
FLCL.
Princess
let's go
Mononoke.
let's go watch the anime Spirited Away.
No, FLCL.
But I mean, I've
You
heard
say,
people
let's
say
go
one.
watch the timeless classic by Miyazaki, Spirited Away. That's how you say it, okay?
Okay, here's the thing. We'll start doing that when comics stop making 5-issue miniseries and just release a trade paperback of them.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
cool. That's
trade paperback.
Are you okay, Chris? Is that not...
I don't. What?
I'm sorry.
Who reads
Going
comics
on.
anymore? It's like the radio. It's a dying form of media. Just toss it out the window.
fine. Who buys comics anymore?
Fair, I guess.
Because you can just read them online for free.
That's true.
Yeah.
PlayStation Plus prices are going up in Europe and Australia. The annual membership is increasing by €10/Australian dollars. When asked whether U.S.
Membership.
prices were going up, Sony replied there was nothing to announce at this time.
You know what? It's so good to be American when it comes to being a gamer. Even FF14 just raised their subscription prices for a bunch of countries too, didn't they?
Yeah,
Russia and Brazil.
it's because
Yeah.
America gets mad when you raise our prices. Remember, like when
That's
Netflix
right.
tried to raise our prices? Remember when gas prices tried to go up to $5 and we boycott them nationwide?
Yeah.
That wasn't boycott. That was just not able to afford it.
Fair.
There's technically a difference there.
Because you can't boycott gas. You need it for literally there's no supplement to gas. You just or a complement, excuse me. You have to have it, and there's not anywhere else you can go to get like something different from gas. Like if you're thirsty, you could drink milk or you could drink pop. Those are complements. This is
Okay.
economics 101, people. But for gas, you need gas. You can't just go to the store and get something else. So yeah, it's not.
Thank you, Professor Christoph.
Yeah,
So-
you're welcome.
So my question is, do they know if they have any plans to maybe offer better or like extra games or anything like that to sort of make people feel like they're not getting completely ripped off?
No? Why would you even ask that? Of
That's
course
stupid.
not.
That would mean they would have to like give up something, and that doesn't make sense when you're trying to get something more.
Yeah.
But to speak to your point, Robbie, you're right. It is. I don't even know if it's good to be an American in gaming. It's just great to not be an Australian in gaming
That's fair.
because they get the shaft on everything. The final beta test for Lawbreakers has been going on this weekend, and sentiment seems to be mostly positive. The full game launched on August 8th for $30 for both PS4 and PC, but the game won't feature crossplay between systems.
Nah, that makes sense. I don't think that that's something anybody will ever do given the superiority that comes with a keyboard and mouse.
What was Lawbreakers?
It's kind of Overwatch-ish, but it also has a...
You need to stop that.
No, stop.
Is everything
It's kind of
Overwatch-ish, or-
Firefly-esque.
No, seriously.
It's just like Final
No,
Fantasy
Chris,
Tactics.
Chris, seriously.
It's not.
It is
It
a
is.
team-based first-person shooter that is character-based, but people can fly as well.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit more like mature because when people get killed, they like vaporize and explode and stuff.
Yeah, Lawbreakers to me when I saw it was like I felt the same way that I felt when I saw Overwatch and thought, oh, it's like TF2 but newer. This is like
Yeah.
Lawbreakers. It's like, oh, it's like
Imagine
Overwatch but newer.
If Overwatch was like Disney, then Lawbreakers would be like, like gritty sci-fi.
Whoever made Anastasia.
Like the DC universe.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, so it's junk.
Wow. What is with you in the DC universe lately, man?
It's just junk. It's
Wow.
terrible.
Because he's seen every single DC movie
Oh.
except for Wonder Woman.
The only good one is the one you didn't watch?
Yep. And that's only because I didn't want to go with him. Otherwise,
And it challenged my views as a person, so I don't want to see.
no.
something That seems
As a
to
man.
that seems to like imply that women can be good and do good things and be heroes. That doesn't
If it
make any
makes you
sense.
feel any better, at the end, she does realize that all her power comes from love.
And
Yeah.
men.
No, well, I mean,
In this case.
I guess, yeah, but
Oh.
love in general.
Maybe I'll check it out then.
Do you watch any of the animated DC movies? Like Judas Contract was great.
I'm sorry. I'm an adult. I'm having a baby soon. I don't watch cartoons anymore.
You
until
have
the
a
baby
giant
comes.
stuffed Poro Mochi or whatever the hell is right behind you.
Poro Mochi? Excuse you. This is Patchy Mari, and he is a gentleman and a scholar, sir.
Yeah, he's
You'll do right by yourself to remember his name.
God, that's stupid.
Where did he get that? Did you get that for him?
No, fuck, why would I get that for him?
I don't know. You got him a giant dildo and called it an action figure.
Well, okay, that's because he didn't see
Figure.
that coming, and to this day, when he thinks about that, it still hurts him. So you know what? Well, that was a worthwhile investment.
You only invested a year of your life and like $80 in that. How much was that dildo?
I think it was for Kooky. You bought it. How much
I
was
thought it
it?
was 60 is what you guys said.
It might have been that, yeah.
At least it was quality.
You know, your eternal.
Yeah, you can ask Skuro about that.
About it, it's worth it.
Fair enough. The new console runs from AtGames, featuring the Sega and Atari Flashback, will be dropping on September 22nd, roughly a week before the SNES Classic is set to hit. You like that? SNES Classic? I'm changing it up on you. The systems
Good.
will have 85 and 120 preloaded games, respectively, and include 720p HDMI support, 2 wireless controllers, ports for wired controllers, and a save, pause, rewind function for every title. Launch price is set at $80.
Who cares? It's Atari and Genesis. Nobody cares.
Okay,
I care about Genesis games. That was my first console. as a
Yeah,
kid.
exactly. You're a nobody.
It's
I'm
got
sorry.
Shining Force on it.
That's the only reason you're getting it. All right, I'm sorry to interrupt really quick. I need to set a few facts straight in the chat here. Kooky said that she bought it because I didn't want to go into the store. That's not correct. I would have went into the store. I've been to the store many times before. I didn't want to risk taking it on the plane and like being stopped or being like, well, what do we have here? You know, and then not being able to actually take it, and then it ruins everything. Okay,
That's the
why
excuse.
you picked it up. That's why you picked it up. Secondly, Skuro says it was not of quality. Now, in order for him to know that it wasn't of quality, that means that he had to have used dildos that were of quality.
Okay, hold up though.
You dirty birdie.
You cost us what would have been the greatest story in our show's history if you got stopped at airport security with a dildo in your bag.
I think that would have been hilarious, actually.
Like,
But then what happens if they wouldn't have let me take it on the plane? Then the whole joke would have gone up in smoke.
we
I
get to
would've-
replace it with this joke, which is better.
I think having the video of him.
I think that having a joke be not about me for a change would be better. So no, that would not be better. My name is Robbie Lance.
I love
that's
your
the sound. That's the sound of my voice.
That's like
okay?
the same as your Trump impression, I would like to
No,
point
no,
out.
It's a lot higher pitched right now.
That's the same as Stephen Colbert's Trump impression. You are stealing a Trump impression, sir.
I actually haven't watched Stephen Colbert in a long time. Does he still
Really?
do stuff?
Yeah, he does the late night.
He's the late show.
Yeah, I always see his clips on Facebook.
Oh,
Yeah.
like I lost touch as when he stopped doing the what was that? The
Colbert Repair.
The Colbert Report.
He brought
yeah.
that character back, though.
Colbert.
Yeah, Colbert from the Colbert
Well, his
Report.
character on that show.
He's
Is
basically
there
just
different?
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
the same
Yeah.
guy. He's just on a different show, basically.
No,
he
no.
played a character on the Colbert Report. He played a overzealous Republican conservative on the Colbert Report.
Yeah, and he's
Oh,
brought that
yeah.
character back, and he talks to him sometimes on the show now. It's great.
That's funny. I should go watch that right now.
Yeah, right now. Right now, during the show.
right,
Go do it.
right now.
We'll wait. It's okay.
Oh,
great
thank
bit.
you. Also, Sega sucks.
No, it doesn't.
Excuse you, Sega was great.
No,
Sega's
I
not
had,
as
like,
great now, but it used to be awesome.
I had like one good game ever:
What was it?
Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Admittedly the best of the Sonic franchise, I'll give you that. However, no, not its only great game. I will say this though, Super Nintendo games have held up over time way better than Sega games have. Sega games today, they don't play so good, except for Shining Force, which is still amazing.
I prefer Shining Force and Knuckles.
What?
There were a lot of
Yeah,
random
I
games
still
you could
do.
plug in with the and Knuckles cartridge. I wonder if you could do that with Shining Force.
Have Knuckles on your team.
That would be so weird. Well, that's Joggart, basically. Except he has a helmet on. All right, anyway. Square Enix is holding a closed beta for the upcoming FF15 multiplayer expansion.
Cool.
Players who have the
Oh
season
my
pass and
God,
either
don't.
Xbox Live Gold or PS Plus will be able to try out the Comrades DLC from August 3rd through the 8th. An official release date is still forthcoming.
So excited about Worthless Garbage. You want this too?
Why are we
I'm
still
really
doing-
excited.
No, Nika, stop.
What?
Final Fantasy
Stop!
15
You're doing it right now. Stop.
Is a
Just
role-playing
stop
game.
breathing.
We
Stop
don't
it. I
need-
see that mouth moving. Stop breathing right now. No laughing either. That you can breathe and laugh at the same time. You're not masking it. Stop. Stop.
I keep laughing and shaking my camera.
Are you finished?
Oh my gosh, just because there's an online mode does not mean it's an MMO. People in the chat are like, Rip 14, old new MMO. Okay, no, it's just an online mode. Just like how Mass Effect had online and how other random RPG games have an online element to them. That's all this is going to be.
That's the problem. That is the problem. I thought we were past the age of, okay, now that we've made our single player game experience, let's shoehorn a fucking multiplayer.
Except this is
in.
not going to be shoehorned, because if this actually takes place where I think it's going to take place in the game, which I'm not going to spoil because some losers haven't beaten it yet, it's actually going to be really awesome. And I'm really excited as long as it is what I think it's going to be.
Robbie, quick question. Why, for even one moment, did you think we were past that age? What on earth made you think we might be past that age?
Because it's been a while since I've seen it in like really the big games that it was a super huge problem in for a while, and a lot of
Mass
the
Effect
games
3?
and a lot of the games that
Or
are coming
Andromeda.
out that do have multiplayer or that are going to be coming out are starting to shift and go more towards not just like this whole big like multiplayer type experience, but more of like an intimate sort of like cooperative stuff, like where it's going to be an Anthem.
I think that's what this is going to be.
It's going no.
This is not going to be competitive.
No, yeah, it's cooperative.
No, that's not what I mean. What I mean is the way that Anthem's going to be. You're still going to be able to play the story while playing with your friends, right? It's not like it's the multiplayer is just this little separate thing that they kind of attached onto it.
It's shoehorned in.
Multiplayer, it's the word that I used earlier. The multiplayer actually sort of serves a purpose still. Beyond Good and Evil 2, they also want to have it. Look at what was that Prison Break game that I think Microsoft is making, right? I feel like it's starting to slowly shift towards this idea that let's still have the game, right? And then have people experience it together, right? Like what I would give for like a co-op version of like a Fallout game, because then Chris might actually play it, right? But no, instead we get shit
Fallout's
like,
bad.
hey, you know what would be really cool to add to the Tomb Raider games? Multiplayer.
I
They
want
can get cards with it.
I want multiplayer in Elder Scrolls now, and not Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah,
That's fine.
except if they did it, you know what it would be? At the very beginning, you would go to multiplayer mode, and it would just drop you into random cities, and you would just have a death match. Dumb shit like that.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Yeah, but that's not what
Fuck this. They
15
haven't
is
even
going to
finished
be.
the game yet.
It's finished.
Did they do that story update yet?
Yes, they did it forever ago, even like March. You guys really suck.
Robbie, you suck. You didn't even know that they did the story update.
Oh, good. If you saw the characters for the upcoming release Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite and thought, wow, Chun-Li looks weird as hell, then you were not alone. In fact, so many people complain that she looks strange that Capcom is improving her ahead of the September 19th release date. In addition, they're working on a handful of other characters, though they declined to specify who exactly.
I thought we covered this like a couple of weeks ago, maybe in a
We
month.
covered a similar story where someone, quote unquote, claimed to have insider information, quote unquote, and said that Marvel and Disney made Capcom make them look worse than the Disney characters.
Ew. We
What?
did? I don't remember that story.
No,
Yeah, and it was.
no, I'm pretty sure we covered like the awful weird Chun-Li movement before.
Maybe she looks like hot garbage.
Yeah, she's. I don't know. She looks like trash. This story is saying that they're actually changing her before the September 19th release. So,
Oh,
like, yeah,
I'm sorry. I kind of figured that they would do that anyway.
that's very generous of you.
I guess fair. Have we actually like had anyone like playing this Marvel Infinite? Like,
It's not out.
No, it's
I
not.
know, but like
We
people have played
saw-
like a beta of it before,
Oh,
right?
well, we actually saw it being played out at E3.
Yeah.
I mean, other than
I think Norris tried it too.
other than the Capcom characters looking like shit. I mean, the game looks all right.
Does it?
Has anyone actually played like 1v1 though? Because I know that was disabled at some convention or something when they really showed it off.
I think 1v1 was available at E3.
Yeah, I think the biggest complaint right now is just the lack of characters, but we know that they're going to nickel and dime you through DLC over the next couple of years for that.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Last time they didn't do that at all. They just had Marvel vs. Capcom 3, 2 DLC characters, and then an ultimate version, and then that was it for that entire run, which was really shitty in my opinion.
Yeah, they've never done anything like this. What was Street Fighter and Street Fighter 2 and Street Fighter 2 Turbo and Street Fighter 2 Championship and Street Fighter 2 Championship Turbo?
I'm saying back from Marvel vs. Capcom, thank you very much. That's different from Street Fighter, guy.
Is it? I'm just saying fighting games have been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
Okay, but not Marvel vs. Capcom.
No,
okay?
Capcom has straight up said that they're looking at Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite as a service, not a game.
Oh, gag.
Okay, well, maybe the game is good.
Maybe it is, but I don't want to pay for it as a service. Like, Netflix is a service. Marvel vs. Capcom 3 Infinite is not to me.
Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Service.
This is basically number 4. Okay, Mr. News Guy,
Yeah,
get
great.
your facts straight.
All right, awesome. I can't wait. It's gonna be great. You're right, Juxta. It's gonna be outstanding.
Okay, well, you know what? Hey! I don't need that tone, Jess. Okay, because you're a Checkpoint News radio desk host guy, so you need to be on the up and up for esports.
Yeah, but I mean, Norris does the FGC news.
That's
So.
true. Norris is our fighting guy.
Okay, well, everybody has to be on the same page.
Oh, do they? Really? Then I've got some words for Robbie and Nate about the future of this
Excuse
show.
me. Excuse me. If we all have to be on the same page, it would be nice if you were even looking at the book, Sir Captain Adelbert von Christoph.
I'm reading the outline right here.
Mm-hmm.
The book.
Don't judge a book by its cover, Mr. Neek.
Mr. Neek.
What?
I don't know. I think we're just making book euphemisms now.
Okay, anyway. A Twitch streamer by the name of Anna Playing had a bit of a mishap while streaming League of Legends. She was casually playing with a lighter when she accidentally set her hair on fire. It took a few
Error number 1, casually playing with a lighter. What?
Yeah, it took her a few
It's
moments
like a
to
fidget
even...
spinner.
Is it? It's like
Yeah?
No.
Dude, how cool would a fidget spinner that spit out fire be?
Bad.
They have
no.
those.
No. Absolutely not.
Well,
No.
it took her a few moments to even notice it, but it was clearly visible on camera. Good on her, though. When she did notice it, she pat out the flames quickly and laughed it off and just kept going.
You know what? This is what she gets for playing League of Legends. This is bound to happen eventually.
Clearly, that was the mistake. League of Legends.
Yeah.
You're right.
One
She
of
should have
the
been playing
other
Smite.
Safety mishaps there.
If she wasn't playing League of Legends, she could have been focusing more on the lighter and not lit her hair on fire.
Oh,
Yeah, if she was playing an engaging game instead of a junk game from 1995.
Then she would also not have been playing with the lighter. That's right.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
all League of Legends' fault.
Yeah, if she was
Class
playing a
action
good game like
lawsuit.
Overwatch.
did you say class action lawsuit against League?
Against League of Legends. Let's do it.
Everyone
How many
who-
times did people accidentally set their hair on fire because of League of Legends?
Everyone
I
who's
have.
ever set their hair on fire, well, it shows.
Just not on stream.
An ongoing court case centered around augmented reality will determine whether AR companies would need special permits to allow the game to be played in public places like parks. While the case is set for April, AR as a medium saw a big win when a judge called the law unconstitutional and barred Milwaukee County from enforcing the law until the conclusion of the court case.
So basically, someone's pissed about Pokemon.
Yeah, actually, and the law was made in response to Pokemon Go, but
Right.
it was a Texas Hold'em AR game that
What?
actually filed the lawsuit to get this overturned.
Yeah.
Yeah, Texas Rope'em, I think it's called.
How do you...
How do you AR Texas Hold'em?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you have to go. It's kind of like Pokemon Go. You go places to find cards.
Oh.
I don't know how that works since
And
the
then
whole
you add them
idea.
to your deck or some bullshit. And then can you play people in real life?
I've never played it. I don't
that's
know.
a step ahead of Pokemon where we can't even battle. You just run into someone else playing Texas Hold'em AR, and you can just battle them on the spot.
Oh, I hope
with the
Texas.
cards you just found on the ground.
I hope Texas Rope'em is head and shoulders better than Pokemon Go. Please.
It might just be a preemptive. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, overall, the way that Pokemon Go has been conducting itself, though, they've been putting in certain things. For example, how raids can't go past 9 o'clock. There have been multiple stories and accounts where they've worked with different parks or different places. There was that military park, I think, that we covered one time on the show.
Yeah.
Where if you reach out and you let them know that either a Pokestop or something's being disruptive. I mean, Niantic has been more than willing to work with different places.
Yeah, they have, and I think like I think this is big for AR in general. Like, it's super important that a judge looked at this and said, like, no, you can't make them get special permits to go places. Like if you're trying to do like Pokemon Go Fest in Grant Park and you're trying to like shut down the park, of course you probably have to rent it out and get a permit.
Yeah.
But you like for everyday access, and that was what AR games are super concerned with, is that to get these permits, they would have to be able to estimate how many people were going to show up on a daily basis, which is impossible.
Oh yeah, you never know that.
So this is a big win for AR, and hopefully it's one that will stick when it comes April and the actual court case happens.
Yeah.
And when the popularity of Garfield Go soars. Yeah.
Garfield Go, is that the next big one, you think?
Yeah. They showed it off at E3, bro.
Ugh.
Did you not see it?
It gives out free stuff.
Yeah? Oh, I did hear
Amazon.
about this.
Yeah, because we talked about it on this fucking show.
Oh, that'd be why. Okay.
God,
Dude, it
you
all
are
blends
bad
together.
as Captain Adelbert von Christoph, Jess.
Man, you start doing 3 podcasts a week and you start getting it all mixed together. Who knows?
We all need to be on the same cover of the book page that we're on at the library, Biblioteca.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and glossary over that comment.
Glossary over?
Wow.
I hate
Wow.
you.
Oh, that was a great one.
That felt good.
Robbie.
Yeah, give Robbie credit for that one, please. Gamer Gauntlet, a gaming-themed cruise, is set to set sail this October in the Bahamas. However, Zach Smith, the CEO of esports betting company Money Matches, has accused the organizer of the cruise, Curtis Smith, of falsifying information, basically accusing this cruise of being a hoax. Because of this, sponsors have pulled out of the event, and it has come to light that some listed sponsors were never even involved in the first place. Attendee tickets began at $600 and reached up to $2,400. This sounds like a gamer's version of Fire Festival waiting to happen. The Gamers Gauntlet company website now directs to a page stating that they are temporarily down and thanks its visitors for being patient.
Okay, all right. So this is what actually went down. First of all, there's no relation between Curtis and Zach Smith. If you're thinking, oh, brotherly rivalry.
Right.
So apparently what happened was one of the main sponsors, and I think it might have actually been whoever was chartering the boats, had actually like stepped down, right? But instead of telling this to, making this information public and relaying that to everyone who had bought a ticket, the guy, Curtis Smith, thought, well, if I do that, this could put everything in shambles where people might back out. They'll stop buying tickets. Because he was planning on getting someone else to charter the cruise. So he just kept it quiet. And apparently Zach Smith, I guess, caught wind of it and thought, oh, this is a hoax. And you're being shady as fuck. And so then he backed out and everybody else started backing out. And now it's a shit show.
So, but is it confirmed? It's not actually a hoax.
No,
this
it's not
was a real thing that was happening.
It is. And Curtis,
as far as we
Curtis
know,
still plans on having this thing go through, but he has.
I think it's going to be delayed at this point,
yes,
though.
because he's had to return all investments and refund all tickets, and it's still something that he wants to do or make a thing.
So that it doesn't end up being like Firefest gamer style.
Okay, how can this be as bad as Fire Festival? Because it's going to be on a cruise, right?
So then they're going to be stranded in the
Bahamas?
middle of an ocean with nothing to do. Awesome.
What the fuck do you do on a cruise, Nika?
No, they
You
actually
sit on the deck and you sunbathe.
No, the point. I mean, I guess.
had a bunch of stuff planned. Like they were gonna have rooms,
Just like gaming rooms and stuff. Yeah.
entirely immersive gaming rooms. They're gonna have different tournaments such as Melee. They had a bunch of guests that were gonna show up, including esports host Malik Fort.
But I just wonder how long they would have kept it quiet, because if a bunch of sponsors backed out.
No. Well, at first one sponsor did, but they didn't say anything because it was like the main person chartering it. But before they could get someone else to fill it in, one of the other major sponsors found out and basically thought at that point that it was a
Okay, but if they weren't able to find someone else to charter the cruise, would people have started like showing up to this cruise with like nothing ready to go? Or
no, obviously if they couldn't find someone to charter the cruise, then yes, they would have.
you'd think, but Fire Festival made that mistake, so
Could it happen again is the question.
yeah, could it happen
Honestly,
again? And poor gamers
okay,
are the
well,
victims this time.
These people dodged a bullet, okay? Because one of the confirmed guests was. Oh wait, never mind. That's not who I thought it was.
Nika?
No.
Oh.
Yes, me.
Finished DJ Darude. I just saw Darude and I was like, oh my god.
Jim Link brings up in the chat, how's the Wi-Fi gonna be aboard a cruise ship?
Well, I would assume that they would have more foresight than Pokemon Go and get their own Wi-Fi hotspots for the cruise.
Stop assuming, Nika.
Yeah, I don't like all the credit that we're giving to people who have not earned it on this show today.
Well, hold on. If you think about it, if you're just hosting like tournaments and having different gaming,
You might not need Wi-Fi.
Yeah, what do you actually need Wi-Fi for unless
stream
there's
it.
be online games?
Yeah, I guess you could
I
LAN
don't
everything.
stream it. Yeah, just
I can't imagine they would stream it though. Or what's the point of it being like this really expensive cruise if you could just watch it at home?
Why would it be on a cruise anyway? It makes more sense to just do all this shit at like a gaming hall.
You'd think, but I'm telling you that cruises are like the next big thing. Like
Yes.
the other thing that was really big in the nerd community was a cosplay convention on a cruise. Like it's a big thing right now, and for whatever reason, they're just trying to capitalize on it.
Okay, cosplay on a cruise makes sense because you're not actually going down to sit in a dark room and play video games. You're walking around socializing on a cruise.
I guess
that makes sense.
I think they're just trying to capitalize on the cruise hype right now. It's not necessarily that it would be any better on land or on the cruise. It's just the idea of it being on a cruise is cool.
I guess, like I know, like an artist I've listened to for a long time, Jonathan Colton. He does a cruise every year where just like he does like a bunch of concerts on the ship, and like he sells out a cruise ship to do this. I'm like, that's
You could just go to concert hall, but otherwise, and I think it's when you don't want to be sitting in the dark room playing games, you can go out and socialize. I think that's also part of it.
After you get eliminated, you can still go be out in the Caribbean, so that's neat. Also, though, like one of the primary benefits of the cruise is girls in bikinis. Gamer convention cruise? I don't know. That worries me.
I bet there'd be a couple.
I mean, gross, fat, fake gamer chicks in bikinis does not sound very appealing, especially the smell.
I was more concerned about Adelbert von Christoph, really, but sure, that too.
Hey, my quiet cosplay got world-renowned success and acclaim.
Jess, that is Sir Captain Adelbert von Christoph, and you will refer to him as such.
Yes, I am a knight. Thank you very much. Anointed by the queen.
Oh,
then again, so is Captain Boomerang. So
that's unfortunate. On that note, I did forget that Juxta. We have to make a change to your name real quick. I'm sorry. It is Game of Thrones.
Change your name too,
no,
Jess.
It's Game of Thrones season, so you have to be Sir Captain Adelbert von Christoph. There we go.
They still spell it Sir though.
They don't. I mean, they don't.
No, they spell it Sir, but they say it. It's pronounced the same way. So
yes, they still say it, Sir.
You need to change your name to Jess.
Yes, change your name to Jess and get rid of the A on Nick.
All right,
yeah, that's right, Nick.
You guys are so picky. Jess.
Yeah, well, we don't want to confuse people. They're going to be like, who's Nick and who's Jess? They're going to think that Nick is Jess.
Yeah. What?
Because it's the only girl.
I don't see a girl anywhere. I just see Jess.
Rude.
What about Nick?
Anyway. For more information on the news and other stories, start a change.org petition and start collecting meaningless signatures.
Didn't you already do the change.org
sign off? I did not.
I think you did.
No, I don't remember.
You shut the hell up.
I'm pretty sure you did.
The very last episode, you guys trashed me for doing the same joke every single time.
Yeah, I'm making you step up your game, and I'm pretty
I changed it.
I think you did a change.org petition
I did not.
sign off before.
No, I did not.
I don't think he did. I think there was a different joke that had to do with a change.org that someone in the chat tried to do. I don't know what it was for, though.
All right. Well, I guess
I don't know.
I guess if Robbie is vouching for you, I guess I can trust you just this time, Jess.
Just this one time.
But being as the host of the show, I'm watching you.
All right. Well, host of the show, guess what? It's time for the discussion segment.
All right. Take it away, Robbie.
That's not how you do it. Try again. Come on, segue us into it.
The host is
All
not
right.
just the person who
All
gives
right.
out
So let's see. Last week we had Pokemon Go Fest, and that was met with critical acclaim as they made a wonderful time out for every single inhabitant inside the park and outside the park. Mostly outside the park because people inside the park couldn't actually play the game at all. And it was actually not an acclaim. It was an acclaim of failure and disappointments, and nobody liked it at all. And people are really upset to the tune of suing Niantic for having such a bad thing. It was basically Fire Festival if Niantic could make it worse. And they also served avocado toast, but didn't bring the avocado. And the toast was burnt. And the toast was actually just feces. dumped out from the pigeons that are shipped from New York to Chicago specifically for this event, which nobody actually knows why they did that. It was widely considered to be a poor move on Niantic's part, the New York pigeons.
Oh my god. Well,
Okay.
I think that's about it.
That wasn't a segue. No, that you basically just summed it all up.
And exaggerated a little bit as well.
Yeah. A segue should have just been to introduce the topic a little bit and then throw it to me and Jess since we were actually there.
I'm
Did I
crying.
not do that?
Did you forget we had representatives there?
I am actually crying right now.
Nope. I hope he didn't forget that we had.
Well, guys, show's over. Let's go home.
Because he sent me there with his old iPhone to catch
Yeah,
that hair
yeah.
across.
Yeah. I sent him there with my phone, and for some reason, like in an attempt to stop spoofers, which didn't really happen anyway, they made it so you only could have like one account.
Wait. What do you mean which didn't happen anyway? You saying that people didn't spoof?
People in the park tried catching stuff and it didn't work, so they went back to their hotel rooms and spoofed from their computers into the park because they already had a QR code, and then they could actually play.
You know what else was actually really funny, because they actually had the park like gated off, right? So there were people. I actually overheard a conversation on one end. There's a guy. He's like, "Yeah, I actually drove here all the way from California thinking I'd be able to get in, but he's behind the gate at this point."
Let me ask you, why didn't you catch Chris a hair across?
Because you had, in order to see all the special Pokemon that had the increased spawns and stuff, you had to have a special QR code.
And I was media access, and they just asked us, how many of these do you want? And I said 4 because there were 4 of us.
Wow.
But also, no.
Interesting, Robbie.
It still wouldn't have mattered anyway.
Pray tell me, how would this not have mattered?
Because your phone didn't have any data. I would have had to
oh man, if only there was a way that cell
Wi-Fi.
phones could have, I don't know, some way to make a spot that's hot with
really?
Wi-Fi.
Really?
If
You
only
think that
there was some way, maybe if someone out there had a phone that could do that, but unfortunately there was only 20,000 people there, and there's just no way that someone could have had a hot spot with a phone.
And there certainly was not Wi-Fi in the media area. That wasn't readily available.
We could barely use our cellular data as is, let alone play the game, but I'm gonna Wi-Fi hotspot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently you're not gonna do that, because that's apparently too much work.
What I could have done for you though is log into your account on my phone, because I did that for Katie to catch her in Unknown because she couldn't get on her phone.
Those were also.
But so the QR code is tied to the phone, not to the account?
To the account.
Oh, well, she had her QR code as well. So.
Right. So if you had signed in on Chris's account, it still wouldn't have mattered. Right?
Yeah, you would have caught me a spinner arc.
Well, then I guess Jess should have asked for 5 QR codes then, huh?
I didn't know you had another phone.
I should just ask Jess to help me out, because apparently my bro isn't much of a bro.
That's a strong word, bro.
So anyway, yeah, Pokemon Go Fest is crazy.
No, that's not true, Jim Link. That would actually make anime entertaining.
All right, we'll just say top 10 betrayals. Okay.
So yeah, Pokemon Go Fest was a shit show. Nothing worked.
We'll start with the beginning of the day.
Yeah.
I mean, there are so many rumors flying around, like people were waiting in line for 18 hours and never got it.
No.
Tell us the rundown here. Give us a summary here.
The
lines from the beginning.
The lines, yes, were actually pretty insane. I'm so glad that we had media access, because there were 2 lines. There was an early access line, which was wrapped around one half of the park, and then there was the actual real line, which I think was wrapped around 2 separate blocks.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't think that all the early access people got in by the time early access was like done or not. However, I think there were people that were still complaining or saying stuff like around like 1, 2 o'clock. Oh, we're still in line. But when they made the announcement about how they would be refunding tickets and the $100 in Pokecoins, by that point, which is around 1:30, everyone was in the park at that point.
Yep,
Okay,
and then there was
so
a
that's
line to
way
get out
better
of the
than
park.
people were saying online for being in line for like 7
What
hours.
time
That
did it
wasn't
open?
the case.
8 o'clock from
8
media,
o'clock.
9 o'clock early access, 10 o'clock main entry.
So they were in line for maybe 3 or 4 hours, not like 7 or
Yes.
plus.
Well, I mean, they may have been
Because
in for
I've
7
waited-
plus if they got there at like 5 to start
But
waiting
true.
in line.
That'd be stupid.
Well, and that's not really something you can blame on Niantic. Oh, I got there, 12 hours in advance, and it still took me forever.
Yeah.
Well, maybe don't.
Because like I've waited 3 hours in line at an anime convention to pick up my badge before. Like that's just kind of a normal wait time for
Yeah.
a really, really big event.
Yeah.
Okay, well, an anime convention lasts like 2 or 3 days. This
I
was
mean,
one
that's
day
true.
in Chicago
Mhm.
under the blistering heat.
Well,
That's
the
true.
only thing that the people in line would have missed out on would have been the first challenge window. The first one was 11 to 11:30.
So 1/3 of the event.
Well,
Yeah,
not
there's
like
like 3 challenge windows.
No, because here's the thing: the challenge window only affected bonuses, right? You could still catch stuff in there wherever. Like the unknowns were popping up all over the place. The Heracross were popping up all over the place. So the challenge window just affected those bonuses. It's not like during the challenge window anything crazy happened. They had
Like all the bonuses were reached anyway. So
yeah,
like
well, and then they were all just given to us anyway. The only thing that they technically would have missed out on was when the park first opened. And this is I think my only complaint about it is the way that they handled raids. When the park first opened at 10, the 6 gyms that were in Grant Park for the event, they all spawned a Pikachu raid that lasted like 15 minutes, but they were free.
What? A
Yeah.
Pikachu?
oh, they were
raid?
free. You didn't have to use your
Yes.
pass.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was a 1 Bowser. It was free. And they basically did that at the opening of every window. So
Was
they-
it special?
No, there's nothing special about it.
But it was to tell you that the challenge windows were open or what?
I
No,
think
no,
it was for them
no.
to test the rating capacity of the park.
Probably, yeah. And then at 11, it was that a Rhydon?
It went like 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star. So
No,
I
it
no,
didn't.
you're right. Right on was second.
Yes. So Rhydon was at 11, and again, it was up for 15-minute intervals. And then at the 1 o'clock challenge, they did a Snorlax.
Yep.
And then the last
Tyranitar.
challenge was no, it wasn't because Tyranitar was just at the end of the day.
But they only had raids at the challenge windows. They didn't have them like RNG set to spawn random
Yes.
raids like
Correct.
normal.
Correct.
So why wouldn't you spawn a raid right as a challenge window opens?
Because people are gonna want to go catch stuff for the challenges.
Yo, yeah, who knows? Especially because I would actually rather do the raids because when I did the Rhydon raid, I got 2 charged TMs and 3 fast TMs.
Yeah, and getting through a raid was a real like.
It seems like they
Crapshoot.
should put the raids at the end of the challenge window so that once you're done catching, you can go finish it off with a raid, not
Yes.
the other way around.
Yep. So the way that they handled the raids was the only thing that I took any issue with.
That said, all the raids were free, so
Yeah, they were
not like
free.
you had to pay for them.
So as to someone in the park, rather than doing the challenge events, I would have rather just really quickly tried to run from raid to raid to raid because you didn't even have to try. You always had like the full maximum amount of people that were in
Well,
there.
of course.
Stuff died
Yeah.
super, super quick. Yeah.
So anyway, after a while, it was hot for a very long time. It was sweltering. Most of the day, you couldn't play, and people started getting real mad. Someone whipped a water bottle at the presenter on stage, which was so douchey.
yeah, super douchey.
Yeah, I hope that whoever it was
Now,
got beat up.
It didn't hit her.
Here,
Okay. And she
here's
was talking
not
about
the
water
point.
types. And she was talking about water types. The clearly the person wasn't trying to hit her. He was trying to give an example of a water type.
Oh God,
a
shut
water
up.
bottle.
Now, before we sit here and completely dismantle Niantic, I do want to say that I think that the way that they had everything set up, or the way that everything was probably planned out, that they had done a good job. I mean, I thought the layout of the park was really well. They had tons and tons of food. They had free water stations, which was really nice instead of just like charging people $5 like per bottle of water. And I think what it comes down to is there were 3 main problems. The first was the whole cell phone carrier problem, right? And a lot of people blame Niantic, like, oh, well, you should have known. But I don't know, they're a game developer, right? So they
I heard rumors though from people who were actually brought out there by Niantic, like YouTubers and other things that have been posting videos, that said that he heard inside info that they actually did ask all of the cell companies to
Right.
send them like cell tower on wheels, and of course
Right.
Sprint complied because Sprint's their sponsor. But otherwise, they're all like, "Nah, we can handle it. We can handle any
Okay, so
data you throw at us."
If you are the game developer, right, and the people who actually, actually have to provide like the cellular data and blah, blah, blah for your game, if they say, no, we can handle it, are you as a game developer going to be like, no, you can't? Like, they're the
You're gonna trust them.
Exactly. So that particular thing, I can't really fault Niantic for. And if it's true that Sprint did have one out there, I'm on Sprint. I could connect.
I hear that Sprint had one.
Yes. Well, I could actually connect to the game. I played it as much as I could. Even Sprint had problems to where things weren't always popping when you were where they should be. Now, the two problems that Niantic had that they should have been able to deal with, and even afterwards hadn't been fixed. The first was they had some crash bug where you'd just be playing, and it probably had something to do with the amount of people in the area, but you'd be playing.
I mean, I can tell you that's still happening. Just doing raids in DC. Like I'm running down to a Lugia raid, my game just crashes completely.
Just stops.
Yeah, it just stops.
Yeah.
And then there was also an authentication error that a lot of people were running into. Katie suffered from that for like 3 hours, unfortunately. Those are things I think that Niantic probably should have been able to fix. They at that point that was when they announced that people were going to get refunded their $20 per ticket, and everybody was going to get $100 in Pokecoins.
Woo! 14,500 coins.
How many
Have
you
you
got
even
left?
like gone through those yet? Are you still using those?
I've
coins?
got 5,000 left.
What? Oh wait, you maxed out inventory. Didn't
I
you?
maxed out my inventory and my Pokemon inventory, and
Oh, that's an awesome idea.
and I stocked up on like 80 while the box was available that had raid passes for cheaper. I stocked up on like 50 raid passes.
See, I was thinking about maxing out all of my slots, but here's the thing. The only time I've ever come close to filling those up was at PokeFest, and even then, I had enough, so I'm like, I'm going to hold on to them.
You'd think so. But I ran up against that 100 Pokemon cap before, and it's a big pain.
Oh, no, I have 750 on my Pokemon cap.
How do you
yeah, mine's
survive?
like 550 or something.
How
do What?
I still have,
Oh my
I
god!
still have 11,442
Wow.
coins.
Well, I spent a lot more.
Yeah, obviously.
But yeah, once they let people start leaving the event, and like there was a line to leave the event, by the way, which that is not a good sign.
Can I just comment on? Thank God that apparently terrorists don't play Pokemon Go. Because if there was like a fire or a bomb or something that made the park have to evacuate quickly, this could have been a Poke disaster.
No, they had emergency exits they would have opened up.
They did.
Did they?
Yeah.
They did, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Nice
they
try.
They should have opened up the emergency exits as
Well,
entrances.
That wasn't a.
Here's the other thing. As you were leaving, they like stamped people's hand, and like for some reason we had to scan the little wristlets that we had to get back if you wanted to come back and later. So that was another reason that kind of took a minute. But the reason that people were leaving the park, and this is the thing that probably saved the entire fest, is up until this point you could only get eggs, the special 2K eggs. I think the only thing that was special about them was that basically anything could hatch out of the 2K egg, whether it was 2 or 10K designation. Those could only be gotten from the stops in the park, and also the increased Heracross spawns, the increased Porygon, and the increased Unknown. Was there any other rare ones out there? I think those were the 3 main ones.
Yeah, I mean there was tons of Machops.
What about Mareep? I feel like those are pretty rare.
I
No
didn't find any
Mareeps.
No Mareeps.
But yeah, the Machops and the Abra, I think, were probably super, super increased. But they had expanded the radius to 2 miles around Grant Park, and said that would go until Monday. So that way anybody who was in town could still be catching Pokemon even after PokeFest. And this allowed people to leave the park, get spread out, actually start getting, their data and playing the game and stuff like that. And at that point, PokeFest was everything that it should have been. I got every single thing that I wanted to get, like everything that I was planning on trying to get prior to PokeFest, I got accomplished after that fact.
Yeah, likewise. Like once they let us leave and we could actually go do stuff, like immediately the servers like became less bogged down. You were able to like go around and do stuff. And yeah, like I caught everything I wanted. If I could look back on it and make the decision to go again, I absolutely would.
Yeah, I absolutely would too.
Here's what I would go for media access, leave at 9 o'clock, and then come back later. Just wait it out in the hotel room. But yes, I would absolutely come back later.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how Niantic is going to have more of these events as time goes on, as evidenced by whatever. So,
well, they've delayed the year. Was it they delayed the European ones to make sure they're better? Did you guys hear that?
I haven't heard anything.
There was a post that said something about the European Safari Zone events have been now delayed in order to make sure that they can provide the best service possible and the best experience possible for their players.
Well, I think all they have to do, first of all, if you're going to have like a special QR code that people have to get, there's no need to really, I think, section off the park so that other people can't get in, right? So give your special QR codes to people who are there for the event, and don't try and restrict it to such a small area of the park, right? Obviously, because we said the thing that saved the entire thing was expanding the radius. So obviously you'd probably want to still have like your main stage area and whatnot, but don't try to restrict things so small. Get people out and around and moving about. And because of this, I think that they can go to, the different cell phone carriers, Verizon, AT&T, whatever, and be like, look, you said that we weren't going to need these mobile, whatever, towers. You were wrong. Get them out here.
Yeah. Actually, I kind of like the idea if they had just set up PokeFest to be like kind of how it was at the end, where you can play anywhere within a 2-mile radius of Grant Park once you've registered your QR code. And then Grant Park itself, they don't have the walls up. There's no need for them. That just happens to be where their main stage is and where all their like concession stands are and things. You can go there if you want to, but you don't have to.
Yeah.
You can play anywhere.
Now,
it would have worked way better. And how many people would have come in and seen that and been like, whoa, look at all these people. What is this? This is awesome.
Instead of just being outside the gates, being like, oh, I wonder what's going on in there.
Yeah.
Now, Nika, you actually had some complaints. You were actually really surprised that there wasn't any type of events like
I just feel like when someone hosts an event that's specific themed and targeted, first of all, I didn't realize the tickets are only like what, $25, $35?
$20.
$20. I didn't realize they were that cheap. I figured they were like, like $75 tickets.
No. This isn't Twin Peaks Fest.
My bad. But for me, when I think Pokemon Go Fest, the last thing I think of is a place to go and catch Pokemon and hatch eggs, because I can do that at my house. Like, why would I need to go to Chicago to do that? So I would think if I'm going to go to Chicago, I'm going to get like, there's going to be like people on the stage talking about the game, like at Fan Fest for 14, right? There's going to be speakers. There's going to be maybe a concert, singing Pokemon songs. Like there's going to be presenters from the company. Like I would expect all of that like going on all day long. And then you could choose if you wanted to sit and watch the stuff on stage or go and catch Pokemon.
I will say that they did, obviously they had like a main stage. The screen I thought was super small for as big as the stage was. They did have a single YouTuber that they played a video of his talking, like
trainer tips.
Trainer tips. And it was, I think, obviously made specifically for Pokemon
But
Go.
you know what would have been cool is if there was a separate booth in the corner that was constantly playing YouTubers all day long, and you could go watch it if you wanted to, not like on your main stage one time. Like that could be its own separate booth.
They played it 3 or 4 times.
Okay.
Yeah.
And on stream, by the way, because I watched the stream.
It would be cool if they had like a trainer tips booth, and then you could like leave your own trainer tips for other trainers. Like there's so much you could
trainer
do.
Tips is a dude.
I know, it's a dude who does that, and then you could play off of him. Like he could be his booth in the corner, and then they could be like, leave your own tip for other Pogo trainers on like a notepad. Like, just like themed things like that spread around the park, not just like on one spot. Like that's what I would have imagined. And
cool. Like having someone who specialized in like video game remixes or maybe something like that. Because
totally. Like, and then he would play like Pokemon remixes and stuff. Like how many people have done awesome Pokemon remixes on YouTube? Tons.
Well, and they did have a DJ there who was playing for most of the day, and he was okay.
But playing Pokemon music?
Yeah. I mean, he mixed in a lot of Pokemon stuff.
I was like, was he just playing like pop music, or I thought they'd be playing like radio? Like a lot of DJs I've heard for events end up just playing whatever's on the radio, and I'm like, that's not.
I mean,
they had speakers set up at all the different like Pokestops and gyms too. So even if you weren't at the main stage, you were still listening.
Okay, that's
hearing the announcements.
They had something that could have been really cool. Like they had in front of every gym, they had like this big screen setup where you could plug your phone into it, and then like people could watch your like gym battle against what was in the gym.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
It could have been cool. It didn't work. First of all, like a lot of people's phones, it wouldn't work with their phone, and then even if you could, then you had the connection problems with the game, so that wasn't working very well. And then people the whole day were just like, well, there's no way I'm ever gonna take the Mystic Lounge gym. There's 1,000 Mystics sitting in there feeding it berries. Like there's no way we're taking this.
So they actually had like different lounges for the different teams.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What were there? What was that like?
Chairs.
That's where like they had tables and chairs set up. That's where the charging stations were. Yep. So every single table actually had like a charger on it and whatnot. They sold concessions within there, which, by the way, if you were media access, you got complimentary snacks and beverages. So
also, your type of Pokemon would spawn around your. So we had like ice and water around Mystic, and he had like the Valor one was far and away the best. You had like Houndours and shit spawning around there. It was so good. Yeah. And then the electric one was pretty good too. The Mystic one kind of sucked, except for like Magikarp.
The only other thing that I thought kind of fell flat, and only because I never heard anyone talk about it. I actually had to ask someone like what is all this stuff here? But within each of the lounges, they had TVs set up that tracked like the challenge window progress, right? One of the other things that it did though is after that it would start flashing up these different statistics broken down by team, who's caught the most of each type, who's defeated the most in gyms, who's hatched the most eggs. And apparently at certain time intervals, if you went up and talked to the people there and you were the number one spot, you actually got like a medal from PokeFest.
Oh, that's cool, but that should have been way more advertised then.
Right, yeah. Like
that should have been their main event. Like try to get on the top board and come get a medal. Like I would have been all over that.
Because I feel like the number of eggs hatched, at least when I looked at it, was like 12 or something like that. And I'm like, well, shit, if I would have known that, man, I would have been like really hoofing it around had I been able to get into the game.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. Again, like it was really hard to get into the game. Like, but a lot of the things they did well. Like the concessions weren't overpriced. Like everything was relatively fair on that. Like I've been to festivals like that. Like $4, $4.50.
I had a burger. It was $5, and it was fairly decent size. So yeah, that was the other thing. I didn't feel like anything was overpriced for being an event like that.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, when we were at E3, we got that weird grain yogurt bowl thing, and it was like $15.
Yeah, but it was so good. I've tried to recreate that since coming back home.
It was not good.
Okay, hold the fuck on. You said some kind of weird grain bowl?
It was acai berry slush, and then it had like granola in it. It was not good.
It was
did not
delicious.
taste good.
Yes, it did.
It wasn't good. It was delicious.
I loved
That
it.
sounds like the worst thing ever, and for $15?
It was like
Look at
11,
his
but
face.
it was like 11.
Ooh.
But
Disgust on his face.
no, it was so good. Oh my god.
It wasn't good.
It was acai berry?
It had no taste. There was no taste to it. But
you're
after
crazy.
partying the night before, it gave us energy. But it had no taste. Energy.
All right, so we know everyone hates it when we only talk about Pokemon Go. Even Kooky hates it. Like she was even like, I kind of tune out when you guys only talk about Pokemon Go.
Hold on, we're not done.
Whoa.
We need to talk about this dude who has actually filed
Oh right.
a class action lawsuit against Niantic over Pokemon Go.
Like over the fest or
Yeah.
Over the festival.
Take
He
it
was
away, Robbie.
ripped off. They did not basically provide him what he wanted to, so he's suing them. Is it for obviously for stuff like court costs, lawyer fees,
Lawyer cost, travel expenses.
Isn't it also quote unquote punitive damages as well?
I think he's suing for punitive damages separately. I want to say because of the class action thing didn't list for punitive damages.
Right,
Now
right.
I can see like where he's like come from. Like, oh, it was so hot out in the sun, I got sunburned. Like, get over it.
God. Here's what I would ask. If this went anywhere near court, right? I'd ask him, I goes, okay, what were you expecting to do out at Pokemon Fest, right? Because if he caught all the unknowns, all right, if he got his Porygon, if he got a Heracross and one or two legendaries, you got everything that you should have been expecting to get. The only way that this could have sucked for him is if he left halfway through the day, got in his car, drove off, or it was just like, oh, nope, that's it. They fucked me. Because as soon as they extended that 2-mile radius, you should have been able to do everything that they had promised you could do at that point.
By the way,
except play in Grant Park.
right, you can't do that. By the way,
Now,
Chris,
Which is the whole point of it? I mean, you
technically-
wanted to go to Grant Park and play in Grant Park.
Technically, Grant Park is bigger than the small section. They had sectioned off a part of Grant Park. So yeah, actually, you still could have played in Grant Park after that fact.
and
You just
really,
didn't play in Grant Park for the first 4 or 5 hours.
and I would ask was that really what you wanted? Was that you wanted to go to Grant Park and play? Because I wanted my Heracross and my legendaries. That's what I wanted. By the way, Chris, I know you were upset that I couldn't get enough of your camera in the shot, but we just missed your cat licking itself for like 5 minutes because of that.
Yeah.
So I'm not feeling too bad about that choice right about now.
I am.
But yeah, this
Everyone
guy's a tool. I didn't even take the refund that was offered.
Yeah,
because I got what I
he's
wanted out of the
from-
event.
He's from California, and again, I think the thing that kind of sold me on the fact that this isn't as big of a disaster as people are making it out to be is I actually talked to a guy who was there from Europe. He was a writer for Eurogamer, and he was there to obviously witness the fest and write about it and stuff. And I had a conversation with him in the media area. even before they had announced that there would be refunds or Pokecoins, or before the 2-mile radius was extended. Even before then, he's like, yeah, I mean, it's a shame that, this has happened and stuff. But he said that, he still would have came, looking back on it, regardless that he was having a lot of fun, that he's been able to interact and talk to a lot of people. And to him, it had been worth it up to that point.
Okay, well, that's not the normal Pokemon Go experience. Like, he was a games journalist. Most people who went to Pokemon Go Fest are just people playing Pokemon Go, and when you went there, you couldn't play Pokemon Go unless you literally had to physically leave the area.
That's true.
Yeah, but you would also think that as the games journalist, he would be more critical of it.
Listen, I think we've all just overlooked that, they've recreated what this game was like in its first couple weeks perfectly. This was a perfect recreation for their one-year celebration.
Anniversary event.
But also wasn't like the whole thing that we all loved about Pokemon in the first place was that it did get you out and socializing and meeting other people. And regardless if you couldn't log into the game, couldn't you hang out in your team lounge and meet some people that played the game and just talk about it? Like,
that's what surprised us the most, I think, is when we were walking around and all these problems were happening. Like, the attitude in the park was still very positive, and everyone was just kind of happy to be talking to people and hanging around and be like, oh man, I've done nothing but listen to people tell me this game is dying for the last year. Now I can hang out with like 20,000 people who say it's great.
So the 20,000 people who are super ultra fanboys to travel across the country or even across the globe to come to this, like, come on. Of course, those people are going to be a little biased in their opinion of how the fest went down.
Apparently not all of them. One of them threw a water bottle.
You are trying to
That was clearly a demonstration of the water type. We went through this.
You are trying to demonize the wrong people. It's not Niantic that we should be after here, right? Because there was one terrible, unforgiving thing that I saw at the park. Obviously, yeah, you had your instincts and your mystics and your valors, right? But I saw a resurgence of those fucking tools from the beginning of Pokemon Go.
Don't even say it.
All 3 teams should be equal.
The team harmonies. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, it was awful. My favorite person that I got to meet who I imagine is the incarnation of Spark himself, who was like trashing out someone for like, because he put a Pidgeot in a gym. And someone was giving him shit about it. He's like, yeah, I'm just saying, if you were a real Instinct player, you'd probably love all your Pokemon, not just the good ones. And I'm like, oh my god, go away, you weird person. No, he like had all of his like Pidgeys in his like thing. It was weird. He didn't even get rid of his Pidgeys. Tell you, man.
He was trolling you.
He has to have been, but it was so good.
He overheard him saying this to somebody else though.
Yeah, no, I was not in on this conversation. This was a conversation happening like 3 feet behind me.
Nika is the type of person who would do that. In her screenshot she's been putting on Facebook, she has Pidgey's favorite.
Okay, do you not understand how I use favorites?
Wrong.
Do you not understand how you can sort this normally?
Okay, if I have 75 things to evolve, I favorite them. So that way I know which things are ready to evolve. So that way I just sort my screen by favorites and then go to town with a lucky egg. Or so I don't have to scroll through everything.
Just rename them like one. And then
that takes so much longer than just hitting the star.
Or you can, after you use your lucky egg, you can search by the word evolve. And it'll show you everything that has enough candy to evolve.
Really? I didn't know that.
What?
Yeah, but after you select one, you have to search evolved every time, don't you?
No.
Because whenever I'm like looking for like, let's say psychics, I'm going to battle a gym, right?
That's different. It's not when you evolve and you go back to the screen, the search is still up there.
I had no idea you could even search. I
knew
you
guys
search.
Like not read about this game
I know
on
you
random
could
forums.
Sometimes
I knew the Reddit.
I knew you could
Reddit.
search.
There are PSAs all over the place up there. PSAs
I knew you could
as far as
search
the
by
eye can
name.
see.
Like I'll type in the name of a Pokemon to search, but I didn't know you could search like the word evolve.
You can also search their type too.
My new favorite quote. Do you guys not read about this game on random forums? That is outstanding.
All right. Chris, would you like to take us into our next topic now, Mr. Host?
We have another topic?
I'll take us into it because I put it on there.
Okay, so apparently screens have been peeking at each other and they are writing laws against doing it.
Stop.
And now Battleground people are fighting each other for the chance to look at each other's streams.
Great. So yeah, a PlayerUnknown's Battleground player was banned for stream sniping, which is the practice of watching a Twitch stream to figure out where the player is and kill them. The banned player insists he wasn't doing it and that the PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds has no evidence that he did, but they responded by saying they would never ban someone because of one complaint. So this is something that he has been accused of before.
That's what I said.
Also, he was only banned for 7 days.
Yeah, 7-day ban, not a permanent ban.
Yeah.
And so I was reading that, and it just kind of got me thinking, like, that's just screen looking. That is the oldest, like, party foul
Also,
in gaming, right?
Isn't that why Twitch has like a few second delay so that they're not going to be exactly where you look if you screen peek?
Yes. However, in
actually-
PlayerUnknown's
that-
Battleground, you stay put for so long that it actually doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, even with a
I've
30-second
actually-
delay.
I've actually recently been playing it. It is a lot of fun. It's essentially Hunger Games. Everyone gets dropped into this giant map. The map slowly starts to shrink, forcing you to get closer and closer as people are dying. And it's basically a lot of stealth. Sometimes it is a lot of waiting to see and stuff like that. So yeah, even if someone has like a minute delay on their stream, you might actually still be able to find them.
Right.
Okay, so like, why would you get banned for that? Like, no one's forcing you to stream this game or even release like what your name is so you can be streamed on, peeked on.
Sir Captain Adalbert von Christoph does have a point. Obviously, when you do stream, there is a certain amount of, you're putting yourself out there, and in some cases, it's kind of a risk that you take. As far as PlayerUnknown's Battleground goes, though, I think that they seem to be pretty, beholden to the idea that, we don't want people cheating. We don't want people getting any kind of unfair advantage. They want to create a very fair and a very safe environment for people to, be competitive.
I think they're just very strongly behind the streaming community. They realize that a lot of their marketing has come from streaming, not from traditional marketing. So they're trying to protect that part of their community a bit more. I think this is kind of dangerous because it would be way too easy to say like, oh, this guy screen looked me, and there's really hard, like it's he said, she said, it's really hard to prove it one way or another.
Yeah. Oh, I definitely don't think that they should have. Like, there's no way they have enough evidence to ban him. I mean, technically, even if he was in the stream, that's still not proof. It's probably very likely.
Yeah.
And like they should like have a way so you can like hide your screen name to people until after the match is ended. So instead of LBR Juxta, you're playing against LBR Juxta, it should be like you're playing against Frumpy Raccoon or something. Like, how in Google
on Google Docs, yeah.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea.
Anonymous Quagga?
Like this,
Quagga? What the fuck is a Quagga? That's not even a word. Fuck you,
Well,
Google.
hold on, 'cause I don't
but this just seems really weird that this is even like bannable. Like take 14 for example. If you do something on a stream or you have your parse up on a stream, they're saying that's a third party thing. They're not going to use Twitch as proof to ban someone. So it's kind of weird that they're going to take it that like, oh, you peeked at someone else's stream, I'm banning
also
you.
different because different gaming companies, different games have different stances on the idea of.
Well, obviously, I just feel like that it's just kind of weird that they would take like someone's word on Twitch that they peeked at their screen, and it just seems really, really out there.
To go back to Juxta's point really quick though, you can't see other people's. The only time you see people's names is in the kill feed. So if I forget who the streamer is, but if it says like if you kill someone down the feed, it'll say Juxta headshot Jess with an M16. But other than that, you don't see any names anywhere.
Okay, so how is this even?
So obviously he probably saw down in the bottom that this streamer, he saw the streamer's name and was like, oh, I know that guy.
I know that stream name, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
so when someone kills someone, it's broadcast to everybody.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
And when he noticed the name, he probably thought, oh, I'm going to get this guy really good. I'm going to kill him on his own stream. I mean, it's probably highly likely that he was. And I mean, it's a 7-day ban. So shut the fuck up. You're coming back to the game anyhow. But, maybe just don't put yourself in the position to do that.
yeah, don't kill any
But how
streamers.
did they find out that he was doing that?
That's the problem, is we don't know. And they have not responded to comment yet. So
Like, I think wanting to kill someone on their own stream to be funny is a totally legit and funny thing to want to do. Like, oh, hey, there's a
And the
popular
point of
streamer,
the
I'm going to
game.
go kill him. Yeah. Like, you want to kill, and you want to make their stream more entertaining too by killing them over and over again. Like, sure. So why then does that be like, oh, because you checked his stream to see if he was live or not to know if you wanted to go kill him? Like,
I mean,
I don't-
you know what it could have been, because apparently the guy got banned and didn't even realize why he was banned until later. If you go back on the death clip from Shroud's stream, that's the name of the streamer, you can see a number of his viewers accusing Loto of stream sniping. So let's say that he didn't stream snipe him, right? What it probably was, if he's playing PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds and he knows Shroud, he's probably a fan. he could have had the stream on just up in the background somewhere. A lot of people do that. They listen to other streams as they're playing their game. That's just about what all of our FF players do when we stream Final Fantasy 14, right?
When's
So
that?
people, lol. So people probably noticed the name Loto from the stream, right? Saw that they killed him, and then just immediately thought he must be stream sniping.
Then a bunch of people reported him for it.
And then if enough people report you, they're probably going to think, oh yeah, we got enough evidence.
I would see. Well, I guess I could see that only if he was only killing that person and he found his hiding spot 100% of the time, every time.
Well, the way that it works, Nika, is once you die, you're out of the round. It puts like 95 people in there, and then
You won one life.
standing.
Right, but then again, you said that he knew that person was in there because they saw his name broadcast. So wouldn't that mean that he had already been killed?
No, he saw that person had killed someone else, probably.
If he was stream sniping, he probably saw Shroud kill so-and-so, went to his stream to see where he was to kill him, or he just happened to kill him and realized, oh shit, that's the streaming guy that I watch. And then people were like, oh no, you stream snipe. I can honestly see it going both ways. It could have just been a coincidence. He could have actually stream sniped him.
Well, the reason I brought it up is because that when I read that, I just thought, wow, that is just like the argument I've heard since I was 8 years old of, oh, you screen looked at me. You were looking at my Perfect Dark split screen or my Halo split screen. And it just
I used to play StarCraft with my family and like turn my screen totally sideways so nobody could look over at me.
Absolutely. Like that was like in my group of friends that
different. If you're on a completely different screen, you can do that. But on console games back then, 007, the N64, you can't. Like they're all on the same TV.
My group of friends,
Super Mario Kart.
Yes.
Except my dad, being the technical wizard that he is, set it up so the one Super Nintendo had two splitters going to do two different TV screens. We put a giant board between us and covered one screen with cardboard, covered the other screen with cardboard. So then you can only see your own screen. Problem solved.
That's pretty smart.
We did that with a piece of cardboard, where we would just we'd have the split screen. We just tape a piece of cardboard onto it, and we'd both sit on either side of the cardboard. But I remember that's how I got into doing LAN parties. We may not even have had 12 people, but we had 4 people, and we all wanted to play Halo. So everyone brings their TV and their Xbox, and you can't screen look. But it got me to thinking, what are some of the other old as time itself party fouls for gaming? Those unwritten rules that everyone. You didn't even have to tell your friends. It was kind of, a given.
No playing the final boss in a fighting game in 1v1.
Yes. No playing, no unlocking Shao Kahn and playing him in Mortal Kombat. That's bullshit.
Or Akuma.
Oh.
No Odd Job.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about Odd Job. Yeah. But that's one thing I actually did write on here. House rules have to be set at the beginning of a game, right? You can't get
Yeah, you can't get halfway through if someone beats you due to a rule you forgot to set and then change the rules. Absolutely.
Okay,
oh yeah.
But usually, if you have house rules, these are friends you've been playing with forever. You shouldn't have to reset house rules every single time.
Yeah, but at the same time, I've had friends who they've tried to change up the rules midway through a match, and it's no, that's not how it works. You set that at the beginning of a rule. Here's one I got for you: don't throw a controller that doesn't belong to you.
Oh God.
Obviously, that's actually how I broke my first controller. A friend had left his over, so I was playing with it. This is my famous when I was grinding on FF10 and then died after 5 hours and lost 5 to 6 hours worth of grinding. I unplugged his controller, I set it aside, I plugged mine in, and then I threw it at the wall. Very calmly. It's
why would you plug it in first?
It's like I contain all that rage inside of me. I'm just okay.
No, Chris has a great question. Why did you plug it in first and then throw it?
I was not in my right mind.
That is just the worst idea ever.
I was not in my right mind. That's why.
I like it. I think that's a good one though. But yeah, I've had friends who have spiked controllers before and spiked controllers that didn't belong to them.
Did you punch them in their faces?
Oh, that absolutely. One of those wound up in a fist fight. Actually, my first fist fight. That was great.
Oh, cool.
It was over a controller.
Did you lose?
I did not lose. I'm actually 2-0 in my lifetime fighting career.
Pretty nice.
By pure dumb luck, don't think I'm a good fighter. But I saw some good ones popping up in the chat too. But I think loser gives up the controller. I think that's
unless
standard.
it's your house, then you're always first player.
Oh, that was not the rule in my house.
I
Losers
never
gave up
had a
controller no
rule
matter
either.
what.
Yeah.
I always won anyway, so I never had to give it up.
Yeah, if it's your house, you should be winning anyway. So it doesn't.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I saw someone no spamming the same move over and over and over again in fighting games.
All
The
right.
thing is, if you're a good player, you would know how to counter spammers.
If you know a person like that, though, you're not inviting them to your house. Like, come on, why would
There-
you want to play?
But
No,
the thing is, you
that's
should
me.
be able to find ways around spammers if you're an actual good player.
Nika,
That's
I
me.
agree, with the exception of Primal Rage, because Primal Rage had a character called Vertigo who could like do her long attack, and it was unstoppable. You could
Wait,
just
wait,
spam
wait!
that.
Hold on. Jim Link, 1994. Don't puke on someone else's controller.
Oh God, that sounds like personal experience.
Yeah, I don't.
It happened when I was young.
I mean, that's I guess an unwritten rule, only because it happens so infrequently.
Well, apparently at Jim Link's house, that is a written rule.
Wow.
I mean, to be fair, it only has to happen once before it becomes a written rule.
Mhm.
I would think.
Epic Lurker says that my N64 GoldenEye foursome viewed screen sniping as part of the challenge. I had a cousin that was so good at that game that if you went to the facility, he would use any kind of explosives that you could launch. So proximity mines, remote mines, grenade launchers. He could stand at any point in the facility, look to see where you were, and then kill you from where he was.
In the complex on Perfect Dark, if you're using the Farsight, which is the gun that can shoot through walls, my friend was so into that game that he could position himself to control your spawn, like because it always spawns you very far away from him. So he could position himself such that it would always control one of two spawns, and he would just keep killing you over and over again upon spawning.
There's a video out
See,
there.
I think spawn camping is something that's an unwritten rule. You just don't do that.
Well, technically, this wasn't spawn camping.
This was
You
by
just knew where you
definition
were.
spawn camping.
There's a video I saw recently, though. I don't know if it was Call of Duty or CS:GO or whatnot, but it was a 1v1, and yeah, basically this guy positioned him in the center of the map, knew where the other person would spawn every time, and with a sniper rifle, he just kept spinning in a circle. Boom, killed him. Boom.
Oh my
boom,
God.
Killed him. Boom, killed him. This is like a 3-minute video, like a 3-minute match. Like whoever this kid was that challenged this person to a 1v1, he probably committed suicide afterwards.
I remember being told no noob tubing in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Do you guys remember that weapon? It's the grenade launcher attached to the standard like assault rifle, but it was a one-hit kill. It was so broken. It was a grenade launcher that was like literally a one-hit kill every time you used it.
Well, just don't get hit by it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all
learn
there
to
is
play,
it.
noob.
To play.
Get good.
My family used to turn off in Smash Brothers, turn off the hammers and baseball bats because they were wussies.
Oh my gosh! Just turn off all items.
No,
if you're a true Smash god, you don't need items. It just adds bullshit
items are fun.
randomtivity.
Hold on. If you're a true Smash god, can you even name 2 of the true Smash gods? You can't. can you?
Mewtwo King,
And
That's one.
Diago.
no. Wait, what?
Wrong game. Wrong game.
Armada, Hungrybox, Mewtwo, King. I can't remember the other 2.
You said the two that I know, so nice. You knew a third one. I don't
Me
think
and my
Armada
sister
actually
used-
is one.
We used to set it on
Yeah,
Pokeball
Armada is
only.
one.
We used to have Pokeball only item matches. Those were kind of fun.
No, they're not.
Yeah,
They're
they're-
fun for scrubs.
They were fun. I like them.
Let me ask you this though about
Mango
Smash
and
Brothers.
MD are the other 2.
For Smash Brothers, let me ask you this: stock or time fights?
Stock. Duh.
It depends on what I have to do because let me tell you, me and my sister.
What you have
Well,
to
let me
do.
explain.
She
Let
has
me
to go into the
explain.
kitchen. She has to make a sandwich. She has to sew a whole bunch of
No,
stuff.
me
She
and my
has a lot of
Let
lot
me
of
tell you a
responsibilities.
childhood Nika story, okay? That me and my sister
Okay,
were
BRB.
really, really
Yeah, all right,
obsessed.
bye.
Hey, we're really, really obsessed with Smash Brothers. Okay, that was what we love to do. But like, we would get really excited and wake up early on
Smash Brothers.
holidays.
Why? How
Wait,
come you never came
stop
to our Smash
interrupting my
Eve?
story. I came twice. What the fuck are you
Wait,
talking
what?
about? I was at 2 of those.
Yeah,
events.
she was there.
I remember Senpai. Was she there too?
Oh my god.
Yes!
Well, I mean, I
God damn
assume
it.
she
Why would he
was.
go there without me?
Wait,
Jesus.
Scully, how do you know?
I was at one.
Oh.
Oh my god, get out. Anyway, so me and my sister, of course, little kids, we'd wake up really, really early on holidays like Christmas and stuff, right? But parents don't want to wake up that early. So they would set us a time, like we can't wake them up until 8. So me and my sister would be up at 6 and we would set a Smash Brothers for 2 hours and play for that 2 hours until it was time to wake up my parents and then see who won.
Hold on, a single match for 2 hours?
Yep.
Oh my god.
What is wrong with you?
I don't know. We were obsessed with weird kids.
See,
I don't know.
this was my thing is that in college, my friends all play a lot of Smash, but they were always timed. They thought stock Smash was stupid. And I'm
I like stock
what?
normally though. Normally I play stock.
I play stock too. Like, I cannot figure out anyone who likes timed.
Okay, so I prefer timed overall, but I know everybody plays stock, so I always play stock. That's just assumed. Why would you ever play timed?
I don't know. I mean, I get like they didn't like the people who could like, well, you're in stock, so you're just sitting around and letting other people fight. No, that's part of the challenge. Go get them. Go get them.
Well, I mean, depending. Like for example, if you were gonna throw Mikey into it, let's do time so everyone can have fun still.
Everyone can play for the full 5 minutes.
Right, but 2 hours? What if you want to play a new character, Nika?
We didn't. Well,
We didn't.
They were very big noobs, okay?
And sometimes we would just set it to NPCs and just watch them all fight each other too.
Oh my god.
Your childhood was so sad. Did you have no
Hashtag fake
No,
gamer
I
girl.
loved it. Me and my sister were
No,
awesome.
that wasn't the question I asked. Did you not have friends?
I did have friends, but not ones that came over on Christmas morning, 2 hours before my parents woke up.
Oh, so you only did this on Christmas
On
morning.
holidays and stuff when we'd wake up early, yes. That's why I said it depends what I'm doing that day. Otherwise, I would play stock normally.
All right, that's
But
more
there were certain
acceptable, but only a
instances
little.
where time would I would use it as a timer until I had to do something. So then I would set it on time.
Or just use an egg timer.
And play stock. All right, guys. I think that's going to do it here for Final Encountercast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I know this has been kind of a weirder episode, but if you're listening on the podcast, maybe not so weird, right? Like, it should be relatively normal, except for you don't
Except for
have
the
an asshole
beginning.
here.
The beginning and Chris was yeah.
Yeah,
That was
except we let Chris host.
And the host. What are you doing thinking we're ending
Hold
at
on,
2:45?
Anyone who's listening on the podcast, this would not be normal for them. There was no Nate. So before we end, I just had to say stuff like, Chris, you're a shithead and everyone hates you and no one's going to love you. And Jess, you're ugly and fuck you and everything. And Nika, you're useless. Okay.
Oh, thanks.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
And Kahlo is a big piece of shit with bad jokes that always fall flat.
I'm awesome.
Wow, man, we all love each other here at Battle
No,
Encounter.
that was Nate.
All right, Chris, outro the show.
Oh, well, why are we outroing at 2:46?
Because we started
Okay.
on time.
Okay, so continue the discussion, please.
Okay, so that's going to do it with our discussion. We do have emails that we can read. We have this first email. It's from Matthew. Go ahead and read it, Mr. Robbie.
This was from March 14th.
Let's not
Okay.
read that. Okay.
I first discovered you in Limit Break Radio and Final Encountercast back in November, and have since been a big fan of both shows. Even though you took how much, like 4 months to read my email, 7 months, 4 or 5. I have been listening to the archive of Final Encountercast and was on
You're
episode
welcome.
7 when Nate shared his story of how his boss fucked him over at his old Detroit radio show. When I broke down into tears as it hit close to home to my current predicament. Hopefully, you found a job by now. A little background. I'm a former Navy SEAL and operated and maintained nuclear reactors for 2 deployments, and I was forced out from
Wow.
news. I went on to get my electrical engineering degree at a small New Mexico college. I held a research job at the college for all 4.5 years. It allowed me to gain a lot of respect among the staff and valuable engineering skills. The job search since graduation, however, has been a bit difficult. I managed to land an electrical designer job at a small startup engineering firm, but a contract didn't go through, and they were forced to lay me off. I did get a drafting job shortly afterward at an electrical engineering firm. Then shortly after, I was hired on at an LED company as their electrical engineer. It was a great gig as they were more than happy to train me and guide me on my professional development. I was given labs, test equipment, and given an increasing amount of responsibilities. Long story short, upper management made some decisions to expand, and this meant they could no longer keep me around to train me. This was kept a secret from me as my bosses fought to keep me around, but in the end, I was let go without warning. I was told to pack my things, say goodbye to my friends and coworkers, and leave. Since then, my employment options have been rage-inducing. A staffing firm placed me at a technology company, but it's work completely unrelated to my training and education. And the only hope I have is maybe, possibly, probably a meeting with the engineering department if they feel like it. The other option is an unpaid internship where I can, quote, learn valuable skills that'll take me far, as paying me will put him, quote, in a hardship. Due to the drive and low pay, I'd make more on unemployment than I would going to work. However, I would not have these small hopes keeping me going. Listening to you guys has been keeping me sane and been incredibly helpful in this bit of a trying time. I'm glad your show has been a success, and I look forward to many episodes to come. Keep up the good work. Well, Matthew, I hope you found a job by now.
Yeah, I mean, he's screaming in the chat. I'm finally getting read. This was 3 months ago.
Yeah, this
Whoa,
is nuclear theology.
Oh, nuclear theology. Oh, that dick.
Yeah, we need new emails.
Like all the other emails we have listed are all from March, so that pretty much says we haven't gotten any emails since March.
Yeah.
So please
nobody-
send us more emails.
Or that nobody's actually adding new emails to the outlines.
Is that the case?
Kooky checks that, right?
I don't
Yeah,
actually
you're
know
pretty
the
sure
login for that one.
somebody else does it. That doesn't mean somebody else does it.
Well, here's the thing. I check for LBR.
Yeah, I know how to check the LBR emails. I don't know how to
because
check the
I do
Gmail one.
Oh, okay. She checks the
outline.
emails. Don't worry. That's all the emails
So-
we've gotten.
Oh, okay. I look at the damn email. She said.
She does have you. I don't even
So
know how to
if
log into the
Kooky-
Gmail.
if
I don't
Kooky
know.
actually lived close and was actually like presently with us for all this stuff, I feel like she'd probably be really abusive.
I feel
Yeah.
like she probably wouldn't be with us anymore because she would leave us.
Rightfully so.
Well, I'm
she would be
surprised she hasn't
abusive.
left us already.
Well, I just mean like in person, we are so much more obnoxious
She
than when
knows
we're
us in
over chat.
person. She hung out with us at
Oh,
FanFest.
yeah, but-
that's the thing. In small intervals, I told her the
Yeah.
same thing. She's like, "Oh, I could deal with you guys," and I'm like, "Could
No.
you?"
Good job.
Yeah, in
No.
3-day
Stays around.
intervals once a year, yeah, you can. But
She
you know.
says she stays around because this is good, like future job training, because this is the type of stuff she wants to do, but with professionals.
but with real
Oh,
people.
like with people better than us. I see.
We make money. We're professionals.
Technically.
We're professionals
We're
using the
amateurs.
most generous definition.
Well, hold on. I think those of us who have appeared on terrestrial radio can now claim to be professionals.
Sure, I guess.
Yeah,
Maybe
you guys
once
are
we're paid
amateurs,
for it.
though. Hey,
I get paid for this.
We've gotten paid money.
Sure.
I get paid for you guys doing that. That makes me a professional.
We could have just outroed it where I was
Professional
outroing it,
me.
and none of this would have happened.
Well, now
But we
Joe-
got 4 more minutes of discussion, guys.
now,
Yeah.
now Sir Captain Adelbert von Christoph gets to outro us. Go ahead.
Alrighty, guys. That's going to do it for Final Encountercast episode 73. You can check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/Final Encountercast, on Twitter at Final Encountercast, and catch us every week here live on twitch.tv/Limit Break Radio. That's going to do it for this episode. I'm Sir Captain Adelbert von Christoph. See you next time.
Whoa, you didn't address any of us.
You didn't outro any of us.
We are
No, you don't
nothing
get,
to
you
you.
guys don't get outros. I gave you
Okay,
the intro.
and thank you to Jess for putting together the outline. I'm sure Kooky helped too.
Cookie did most of
Nick
it.
did last week's show, so she's
I
not
did basically
any
everything.
Okay.
effort
FEC didn't
Again,
exist last week, guys.
for the rest
There was no FEC
of
last
the
week.
year. Okay. And I'm Robbie. See you next time.
Terrible. There was no energy in that outro whatsoever.
Are we still on the stream? Mute
Yeah,
us.
we're still on the stream.
Of course, we're still on the.
I haven't
can-
read. I haven't read the outro note that we have to read.
Oh
still.
God, so we have to all stay quiet again.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Bye, guys.
Wait, was that the outro note?
No. Oh my God.
Jesus.
Okay, go.
Final Encountercast is a production of FinalEncountercast.com, Limit Break Radio, and Banter Media Productions. Today's episode was produced by Kooky Persona and Callie Sloan. This show is made possible by the generous Patreon donors of the podcast Limit Break Radio. Opening music provided by Keyboard Kid. More info and music can be found at keyboardkid206.bandcamp.com. Closing music provided by Sobzy. For more info, visit sobzy.bandcamp.com. Final Encountercast and its hosts are solely responsible for its content. All right, now we're out.